Doot, 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 doot. Welcome everybody to the latest Challenge of Doom. I'm your host, professional illustrator, tournament organizer, overall really large man, and Senior Doom. Joining me tonight is a very special guest caster, Shining Espeon. Shining, would you like to introduce yourself to the people who might not know you, because you have been here previously, but it's not everyone always remembers. Like,
have been here previously. Hello everyone, I'm Kara, aka Shining Espeon. You might know me for talking about old cards, but today I'm here to talk about new cards. So very excited to dive into the standard format tonight.
It's going to be kind of fun. Like, I will look at the metagame here in a moment. We're also going to start the tournament here in a minute. I'm just going to make sure to start a couple of last minute stragglers. Because
Come on, stragglers, get those lists in. Let's go.
Yeah.
We got a tournament to run.
It's so close. Like, it's either you go 6-0, or if we get enough, like, people is always like, up the cap. I up the cap. And then, you know, and it's not even, it's coming close-ish. It's like, come on. So, but we'll go in here in just a moment. We can actually, I could give everyone the metagame.
So while we're waiting on this, I actually have a question for you, Doom, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
What deck do you want to see win tonight? Not what deck do you expect to see win, but what do you hope to see win tonight?
EV Box.
Okay.
I would like to see EV Box win just because I want to see it a little bit more.
That's respectable, especially after its big breakout in Milwaukee over the weekend.
So, like, I just want to see it. I just think it'll be fine. And also, not to lie, I have been testing it for Portland, and it's it's one of like 5 lists I have for Portland right now. 2 of them are Dragapult. One of them's Terrabox. One of them's Terrabox. One of them's EV Box, and then the last one is Terapagos Buffalo. But that one has kind of just fallen off in general.
You know, I still think Terapagos is pretty good right now. I think it's actually kind of overlooked. And you know, I could just be wrong, but I think that it's a hard deck to count out entirely.
Exactly.
I think that I think that maybe a lot of Terapagos players got scared off by Gardevoir's recent triumphs, and certainly can you call it a resurgence if it never went anywhere? My goodness.
Yeah, that is true.
Like I have personally been playing a fair bit of Terapagos lately, and I have a soft spot for it. So I was certainly scared by Gardevoir. I don't want to see Gardevoir. I don't love Dragapult either, but I have a game plan for Dragapult.
Yeah,
but
like coming with
Gardevoir, I don't know.
With Dragapults, I know what I'm doing. I kind of like, okay, I can do this. With Gardevoir, I'm so out of practice, I feel horrible. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a hard matchup for Terapagos.
I'm going to find us a game. I was just looking quickly at the people. Red Octane is a caster we've had on before. Let me check in. See if you'd be up to this game.
I would love to see Terapagos make a showing tonight. I don't know how many people are playing it, but I would love to see it. I also would love to see, and this is not even a deck that I historically been very high on, but I want to see Archaludon, because not even because I love the deck, but I recently won a few special illustration rare Archaludon EX in a giveaway. So I'm like, I want to see it. I want to see this in a deck. I want to do something with these cards now that I have them.
Yeah, and like Archaludon's been one of those ones that's been sneaky for me. It's like always been there, and I just haven't put it together. And like at this point, I just I don't know if I want to invest in it, if it's going to continue to be good long term or not. And I am trying to get
there are a couple.
I am trying to get us a game. I reached out to Red Octane if they are possible. Let me also see. I think Cash might be a good one. Just get someone started.
Oh, I always love seeing Cash in action. I've actually seen a few, and there's a few in the looks like there's a few in the tournament, but the Archaladon Zoroark deck with the End Zoroark. I saw one of those, I think, in top maybe 32, might have been 64 at Milwaukee. Archaladon definitely underperformed there, but I was looking at the lists a little bit, and Archaladon Zoroark is kind of cool. Now I own 0 End Zoroark EX, so that's an issue, but that's Future Kara's problem.
Yeah. My brother's like, I pulled like 3 from his like box, and he's like, I'm set. I'm like, lucky you. I've opened like 4 packs of drink together.
You know what else I want to see? I want to see the return of an old favorite of mine, Roaring Moon to Dunsparce. I was a huge fan of that deck when it had its big breakout last year, and seeing the people are playing it again warms my heart. I would love to see that deck in action.
I am surprisingly not able to find someone right now. This is kind of weird.
All right, welcome to the Tournament of Doom podcast.
I mean, it's kind of like that already. I mean, we do have multiple rounds, and we did come in very quick. It's just usually people like already jump in.
I do see Cash over in table 1.
Oh, he's there. Okay, we'll go there. Thank you for catching that. Thank you, Cash, for being able to stream. It's Joltik Box versus Dragapult. So we'll get the game up. It looks like he's getting a pretty good start for what he needs. And the Dragapult is the slow version, which could be, with the start from Cash, could be decimating.
It's interesting that the deck has earned the name Joltik Box, because I don't know. In my heart, this is just Miraidon 3.0. I mean, we've seen iteration after iteration of that deck, but the big key lesson is Miraidon EX is a really good Poke Power, and as long my goodness, I'm ancient. A really good ability, and as long as there are good Lightning Pokemon in the format, it's going to be adjacent to the meta. It's always looking for a way in.
Exactly.
And there's that Brock Scouting. That's been a big breakout card from Journey Together.
That one is something I went out and bought 4 of Reverse Hollow.
Yeah.
Even though you can probably buy
I bought 4.
The full
I bought 4 full arts last week.
Yeah, for like $12. It's not.
Yeah, they weren't too much. They were $4 or $5 a piece. It wasn't bad at all. Okay, this is a little dicey. We have a Budew coming down, but that Iron Hands is already prepared to respond. So we have the opponent really, really banking on that one turn without items. But my goodness, I don't even think that the items matter that much. We have a couple of dead Ultra Balls, but I mean, I think that Cash is fine saying, "Okay, I'll just amp you very much. Take 2 prizes, thank you."
Have you seen the version of Dragapult out there that's running very little items and is super supporter heavy?
Have seen a bit of that. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, my big thing about Dragapult, and I could just be, I am likely just a little behind the curve, but I think a lot of people have been a little too hasty to cut Dusknoir. I think Dusknoir is still exceptional into so many matchups. And I know that like the tools that you get from not running Dusknoir are really nice too, but I don't know. I mean, I think that Dusknoir is just such a strong card still. It's a card I'm hesitant to give up.
Like with Gardevoir's Resurgence, the Dusknoir just makes that matchup better, at least in my opinion.
Winnable.
Yeah.
I mean, if I am playing Dusknoir lists Dragapult into Gardevoir, I don't like my odds.
I just don't like.
But if I have Dusknoir, I feel a little bit better.
I just don't feel like Dragapult's good into Gardevoir as it is. Also, Haymaker 8991. Thank you for the follow. I did catch it there a moment ago, just jumping around everywhere. Tuesdays are fun. It's a lot of stuff by the seat of my pants.
All right. Well, we have a Dragapult getting ready to go. We have the Defiance Band.
Ooh,
Pokemon League headquarters attacks the Iron Hands, but are we even going to be able to see so much as a Jet Headbutt this turn? Oh, the Cape. The Cape has been a really interesting tech to come out of the Badu meta. Oh, and I think that was an Iono into a better hand for Cash.
Crispin going to allow them to be able to get whatever energy they need, because I believe Cash plays 0 stadiums. Most Joltik boxes don't play a stadium.
Interesting. Well, then that Pokemon League headquarters might actually do some damage. If there's no countering that stadium, then that 4 energy Ampy very much is going to be hard to power up if we need a 5th energy. That's going to be an interesting challenge over the long game.
Looking at it right now.
All right. Recon Directive.
0
and
stadiums.
Yeah, just a pass. That is tragic. So Crispin just immediately can start loading up another Pokemon, get the 5th energy in that Iron Hands, and we can go down to 2 prizes like that. And it's going to be hard to...
That Clefairy gets hurt too. But they play so many Crispins. It almost doesn't matter.
Crispin is really, really going to come in big this turn. How many Crispin are in the list?
There was 4.
Oh.
So
and that is going to come in huge.
Yeah, they are 100% going to come in and possibly find more Crispins.
And that Pheasantipity could be a liability on the bench. I saw the Blood Moon Ursaluna in the list. So we could go up 4 prizes here and then just play the nice, calm waiting game until we can find a window to blow up that Pheasantipity for the last 2 prizes.
Well, we get
4 bosses orders in the list. It's going to be easy to target it.
Yeah.
Okay, we are prepping the Clefairy. I guess just another turn of Crispin will get the job done.
So the interesting thing is, one of the things with Dragapult is having this league headquarters helps, but also a little bit of luck. So they get that there. We'll see a KO.
What I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing here is I wouldn't necessarily mind if we could. Yep. Are we going to counter cash the Clefairy? Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. I wouldn't mind seeing a knockout of the Clefairy and ideally evolving the... Unfair Stamp 2 is great. I want to see that Drag Cloak evolve. I want to see that just completely remove the Iron Hands as a pressing threat and start to claw back into the game. Oh, we do have the tool though. My mistake. So the tool actually keeps the Drag Cloak out of range as well. The luxurious cape.
Hopefully they don't put something else down.
Yeah. Very, very dangerous. Okay,
Nope.
Okay, there it is.
Nope.
The Dragapult DX. I don't mind that at all. Now they cut themselves off of that Recon Directive card selection engine, but they have a very, very hard board to mess with right now, and that'll hopefully do work for them. Now it's interesting to see where the damage is spread.
Tabletop Cup on Saturday. Eyes emoji.
I can see not even touching the Iron Hands because that Defiance Band is still going to be live. So I wonder if they take the easy prize on the Joltik, but probably not going to help them very much. So they probably just want to line up 2-2-2, and that's what they're going for.
All right.
They did put the 30 on the active Iron Hands, and out it comes.
There's Crispin. You at least prepare something here. The question is, do you want to prepare the Iron Hands already on the bench, or do you just go in on something like the Miraidon?
I don't think I mind prepping the Miraidon. Oh, I saw the Volcanion EX in that list too. That is an interesting tech.
Yes, it is a new tech where it's like almost like a band without being a band. Also, Mellow Magikarp, welcome back to Doomco as our senior vice president of fish and acquisitions. Please continue to bring the fish in. I don't know what we're doing with it. It's just really cool to have fish around the office. That's all.
You can never have too many fish. I've always said that. All right, arm press coming down in the Dragapult. Back up, Iron Hands EX prepped. I mean, we could see some arm press aggro here. I mean, a boss's orders will take care of that Dragapult, even if it moves to the bench. So it's not the worst plan. But the hand is offering nothing right now for cash. So very, very interesting to see what's going to unfold, because another turn of Phantom Dives can really change the equation here.
And sorry if it seems like I'm a little not out of it. Like I'm busy. We have 2 games that we had disconnects really fast, and then we point out we point out our rules that it's you go for the person who didn't disconnect. It's go first or second. Like if it's like right away, and this was right away, and these people just can't get the game going.
Well, I don't mind if you need to deal with that. I don't mind talking. I can talk
totally
about Dragapult all day. It's been really interesting seeing Dragapult shift toward a bit of a slower strategy, going back to the reset stamp from last year and moving away from most of the like energy acceleration options. No more of the crystal. No more. Often no Crispin. Maybe the one of experience share, but really just relying on okay, we'll just attach twice. That's fine. All right, here we go. This is going to be a deciding moment for the game, certainly. Boss's orders, but no energy. Yep.
But
okay, so it's just going to come down to... Okay, Mew EX. Yep, that makes sense. Get a fresh 3 cards. We don't need much. I think just the energy will do it. Going to thin the deck out of a couple of Pokemon. Or at least one Pokemon, leave a space for a possible Fezandipity, I suppose. All right, going to be a big 3 cards off of this Mew. Restart for 3, and nothing yet but a Pokegear, so we're still alive. Or we could Ultra Ball. It's a tough decision to make. Okay, we're going for the Arven. Have we used the one of Earthen Vessel in the deck? It looks like... Oh, I didn't see. I did look. We have not used it, so if it's not prized, the Earthen Vessel in the list does guarantee the knockout here. And there it is. So that's it, right? I'm not missing anything. Going to be an attach and an arm press for the KO.
I believe so. That's all we need.
All right. Well, just straightforward, smacking things down with Iron Hands, getting the job done, and the opponent concedes. Cash has taken the win with this Joltik Turbo deck.
Joltik box. I don't want to call it that.
No, you can't make me use the box name.
Call it.
People who know me know I hate calling things this box and that box. I can't do it.
I think the biggest issue I had with Bear was it had the Pokemon League headquarters in play. So on top of already having all the stuff taken off, it still had to have an extra one added. All right, I'm going to move us real quick.
Oh. But yeah, exactly. The Pokemon League headquarters meant that the Blood Moon or Saluna would need an energy attachment anyway, so it was the same problem they already had. The energy attachment was the deciding factor.
Yeah.
I was surprised, though, to see the Joltik KO that didn't progress the win condition for our Dragapult player, but did help to enable the Ursaluna. It just seemed like a senseless prize to take.
Oh my god. This is some of the stuff. Like, we have one game that still hasn't started because one person won't confirm what I said. And then we have another one where someone's frozen and there's not much we can do about it.
Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Settle in. We're going to have ourselves a night.
Yeah. Usually Tuesdays is a quiet night, too.
Yeah, my previous Tuesdays here have been quiet and quick, but I guess we're having us a bit of an adventure tonight. Now I'm just taking a quick peek. Oh, you have the meta pulled up. Yeah, I was looking at the standings, but yeah. So not a huge surprise. Raging Bolt is the top pick after its big performance in Milwaukee. Of course, Dragon Ball's not going anywhere. It's still arguably the best deck in the format, even as people are coming up with more and more ways to gun for it. Oh, actually, Dragon Pult's the most represented if we look at the two different variants. So
yeah, which is like one of those issues you run into with like Goldango. You got Goldango Dunsparce.
I'm excited about Goldango Dunsparce. I mean, I was just saying a few minutes ago my love for Dunsparce.
I'm looking at what's this matchup be? Hydreigon versus Raging Bolt could possibly finish quickly. What's up, iDragonBane over on YouTube?
Well, while we were chilling here, we all having fun tonight, chat?
Let's go ahead and update the standings so we can see everything while we're still working out these two issues tonight. Because can't have a night without issues. Okay, no, you can, but Joltik Box 7-2. I'm just reading the name. We'll call it Joltik.
You call it whatever you want. I'm not gonna call you.
We'll call it Joltik Delivery. Actually, that kind of makes sense in a way. Let's see. Yeah, Raging Bolt Ogerpon currently 2-3, Dragapult 3-2, 7-2, Dragapult Dusknoir 1-2, Gardevoir having it okay. Guys, yeah, like we had last week on Friday, we had, I think Gardevoir was like number 1, and it ended up with like a 30% win rate.
Necessarily surprised me. I think that we're at a point where it's a combination of things, right? People are definitely going to be gunning for Gardevoir because it just took the start of the format by storm. And so more people are prepared for the matchup, more people are trying to tech against it, finding some success. But the other thing is, I'm sure we have some people who jumped on Gardevoir in light of its success, and that is not an easy deck to play unless you know it real well. So I'm not disparaging players who choose to play Gardevoir because it's a very tempting deck, but it's a very easy deck to screw up. A lot of minutia that make it real complex in a lot of ways.
One of the issues we're having is they can't just get the match going now after the initial disconnect. They both have restarted and keep saying match request expired.
PTCG Live being PTCG Live, folks.
Yeah.
Remember PTCGO? That was a good time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It still had its issues though. Like I ran into enough trying to run tournaments with it. But as you can see, the secret box, huge thing. Like you need to know when to play that, like when to put your stadiums down, how to use like Morty's Conviction if you're playing it, like so much.
God, look at this list though. I feel like we are in like 2013. We got the people who played back then. Oh, we got the 4N and the 4 Juniper, and we got the Skylas, and there's a supporter heavy list that we haven't really seen in quite some time. It's really interesting seeing the change in deck building in the wake of Badu's I'll just say impact on the meta.
Man, this is always fun. Gardevoir's probably the first. Yes, iDragon. It is. It takes hundreds of matches. Like, okay, I have Portland coming up. I have Gardevoir. I love Gardevoir. I am not taking it to Portland. I just can't. It's way too much. And you know what? I also like Frostdust Monkey Dory. It is actually a difficult deck to pilot.
Oh yeah, anything that's about like those long like long-term planning, setting up things with damage math. Always the kind of deck that you can just screw up on turn 3 and lose turn 7 because of it.
Okay.
I think the more Monkey Door you have in your list, the more opportunities you give yourself to make mistakes.
So we have 2 games with 9-minute extensions, which really sucks, but at least we got the games going.
Yeah, as long as things are moving, I'm happy.
Yeah. What's up, JMU boy? It's the most difficult part is everyone, I'm not going to say postures for the best thing, but they do kind of posture for the best thing. And then sometimes you just need people to I'm like, take the W. Like if your opponent disconnects, I'm sorry, it is, and it's early enough to either take the W or say no right away. Please don't back and forth. We had that was one of the games we had an issue with, is like they had one player had the opportunity and they were there right away, like saw that and like, I don't know, and then hypotheticals and everything else, and another game started talking about hypotheticals, like, well, I would do this, do that kind of thing. I'm like, I don't care. Are you going to play or not? It's like little kids, like, I hit you with my ice beam, but I'm made of fire. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the back and forth, the one-upping is very funny to see happening.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, okay, here's the thing. Gentlemen's agreements.
Ooh, this is a. Do we want to get into this one?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think so. That one is definitely kind of a landmine to step on.
Let's not open that can of worms.
I'll put it this way: I don't take them. I don't offer them. I just leave it that way.
I am the same way. I will play the game and I let the game stand.
So, if we end up tied, sucks. We're tied. If I win, I win. If you lose, lose. I mean, if you win, if I win, I win. If you lose, you lose. That sounds like heads I win, tails you lose. I
have definitely conceded games of my own volition in the past, and I would do it again in the future. But I don't want any agreements going into the game. I don't like the vibe it brings to the table. I just want to play the game my best, and whatever happens, happens.
The funniest one I've seen, or at least was like scooping a game for someone to like make cut or something, is my brother. He will play a game out. He will win said game, like almost like a flex, and then just goes, "Okay, you can have it." And they're like, "What? Yeah, I have it." It's like he just wanted you to know that he could beat you, but he's like, I want to go out to dinner. So here you go.
I've done that before. I've done that before in situations where, yeah, I had somewhere I had to be, so I didn't have time to do the whole tournament. But I wanted to play for like a few rounds, so I had nothing better to do. Or I had a time where I was playing for the winning in, and I was playing against a good friend of mine, and I just watched like the tables around me, and the players who won were all just like miserable matchups. I'm like, I can't beat any of these decks on a good day. So I'm just like, okay, you can. I won the match and said, okay, you can have the win. You have more of a chance in this top cut than I do.
And sometimes that's the way to go about it. Or you'd be like me, and you can make top cut, and then you completely forget how to play everything all of a sudden, and you're like, oh, dang it. That is happening.
It's happened to me too.
like my favorite still to talk about is promoting the Charizard that I know I wasn't, the Charmander I didn't need to promote. I needed to promote something else so I could hard retreat out from the Flutter Mane. And then I played it, and then I realized exactly what I did in Top Cut. And I was like, Or then like I was playing Terra Box against a Dragapult, and I knew my Dragapult lines, and I knew everything I needed to do for it. And then I completely forgot. And then I was like, yeah.
You know, this is only tangentially related, but my favorite Top Cut story, I think, was 2016 state championship. I made top 8 of the state championship that year. I was very excited, really cool. But this was a 2-day tournament, so Top Cut was being held the next day. Now I had driven like close to a couple hours to get to the tournament, and I had to drive all the way home and then be there at like 9 a.m. the next day for Top 8, and was paired against like a bad matchup. And I was like, I went to the organizer, said, "Can I just concede right now, take my prizes, go home, because that's a lot of driving for this?" And they said, "Nope, you have to be here tomorrow." I was like, okay. So I drove all the way home, and I went to bed, and I drove all the way back the next morning, and I just double bricked, lost in like 8 minutes. Terrible.
So going back at least to decks, chat asked,
absolutely.
Chat asked, "What's this Joltik doing in Zoroark?" My response was, "It's best." Some people are saying it's the wrong Joltik. No, this is the End Joltik. I'm assuming because of how many tools are out there, it is 100% just a tool thing to paralyze.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's the kind of thing where there are definitely windows for a good gotcha. I mean, like we saw that last game with Dragapult. We had 2 different Dragapult play with 2 different tools. I think there are a lot of openings to just boom, drop this thing on the bench, and surprise, now you're paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
And paralysis is a real tough special condition to deal with. It
is. There's there's not enough switch cards in the format, or not enough being played. We always have switch, but how many decks are playing switch right now?
Yeah, people are optimizing around supporters so much now because we're in a Badu meta, so people are like, okay, if I have space for 1 or 2 switch cards, it's going to be like this. I'm gonna run the Turo, or I saw Kieran in a list, and it's like, well, those are great cards. You can play them under Badu, but the problem is it's a lot harder to access them. You can't dig for them with a Professor's Research because that's your supporter for the turn. We don't have Luminion anymore to just grab them off an Ultra Ball, so it's not as easy to get those cards when you need them. So paralysis can be a lot more debilitating.
And there's some thought that sorry, I forgot his name. Professor Turos is better than Kieran. Like it doesn't just even remove paralyze.
Oh.
It can,
yeah, for sure. I think Turo is the more popular pick by far. Kieran is kind of the dark horse pick for a supporter, like quote unquote switching effect. But I'm just saying we do have a Kieran in the tournament tonight. I saw at least one in one of the lists. I saw in this Archaludon poison list. There's a Kieran in there.
I was looking real quick at the other and Zoroark. Cleffa. You know what? Cleffa seeing come back. We all thought it was gone again, and it's like nope.
I do have a soft spot for that card for many, many reasons. I'm excited to see it.
It has one of my favorite arts.
Yep, I love the art. It is a callback to one of my favorite cards ever, which is the Neo Genesis Cleffa. And I just love having a little basic support Pokemon. I think that's a great dynamic in deck building. So I'm a big fan of that Cleffa.
Oh yeah, also Dry Flame is correct. Using Flareon. I was like, when did I have it in a deck? Flareon. That's one of those decks I'm looking at. Which is funny enough, whenever I get cards shipped in now, Mrs. Doom goes, "Oh hey, you got another love letter." I was like, "Oh, what card shop sent me a love letter this time?"
I mean, nothing says love like the Pokemon TCG. That's what I'm always saying.
I was just because I'm getting cards, but I'm buying so many dollar cards, or not even that, or combined dollar, just little things. Like here's I got a set of Cosmic Hollow Buddy Buddy Poffins. Cost me altogether like $2.50, I think. I already had a few, so it wasn't that much. Or like the EV box piece I'm missing, which was like Sylveon, so it was like $2, but it has to come from like five or six different people. So it's like not just one just big order. It's like 15 small orders.
I'm very fortunate. I have an incredible local shop right near me, and they just I buy 95% of my singles from there because they just have virtually everything I need all the time.
I do too, but a lot of people in our area knows of it too, so they just don't have it sometimes because whatever. What's about Dragonbane? Yeah, like I see you on YouTube, but like YouTube is just not as active. Like everyone loves the Twitch more. Someday people will like YouTube.
Well, shout out to the YouTube audience. I need to check on YouTube chat too. I haven't been talking to y'all, but I love y'all the same.
It's all been iDragonbane. And like the thing is, like people do come in and we get different ones and different people's, and I try to make sure to see, but sometimes I'll look at it and it'll just be empty the whole time, and I go sad. But again, whatever. Let's see.
I have a question. Can we use the Noble Victories print of Electric? So precedent says
yes,
you can. In the past, we've had exact reprints of Pokemon before, and in the past, the answer was always yes. If this one's not allowed, it would be because of a change in policy with handling these.
Which would be weird considering like it is just a straight reprint. Like there's no the attack's the same, the HP is the same. I think even the art looks the same.
Even more of a reprint than the Fluffy was, which was like note for note the same card, except that it was a different Pokemon.
So we'll have to see.
Ends Joltik is specifically in the deck for Pikachu.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So just to get around that ability and essentially say, well, okay, I can't one-shot you, but you miss a turn of attacking anyway. That makes sense.
Which like I love the Pikachu, but at the same time, it is probably the biggest glass cannon I've ever seen.
I don't know. I've played. I played with 30 HP attackers before. Well, Pikachu has that ability at least, you know.
I did too, but that was like so long ago. All right, let's see. Did we only have one of the two games? Oh, we only have one of the two games that was on extension. Have an extension. All right.
Does that mean we're going to see some round 2 action starting soon? Because I cannot wait.
I'm hoping so, and then hopefully we'll get a couple more people on. So hopefully people realize now. Yeah, JMU boys on, Red Octane's on. So we got options.
All right. Well, we'll have some good stuff.
We can always sing that for an hour.
I think my connection is bad. I think I'm losing you.
Mrs. Doom would be the same way. So this date's over now. No, because I taught my kids that. Also those aliens from Sesame Street. Ooh, Pikachu.
Honestly, that's a reference I don't know.
You don't know the aliens?
I do not.
They go like yip. No,
I'm not well versed in Sesame Street.
We had nothing but PBS as kids, so PBS kind of Fox. Like Fox was, we had like dance around with the antenna.
Yeah, I didn't really watch anything when I was really young.
Oh,
weren't really a TV household.
We did, so that was us. But see, someone in chat knows. But I also remember because we had like it was like the WB channel like kind of came in somewhat, and I remember seeing I could tell you exactly what the first episode of Pokemon I ever saw was. It was the one with the Sandshrew that has like the restraining thing belt on, and like and like Ash is like, oh, do I make it stronger? Do I not? Kind of thing with Pikachu, like the 500th time he did that, but it's like the first time. Boomers.
Now I will say I did. It was several years later when Pokemon came out, and I was allowed to watch Pokemon. So I also remember my first Pokemon episode. It was I believe the third episode where Ash catches his first two Pokemon. He gets his Pidgeotto and his Caterpie. And I was late to the episode, but I recorded the second half. So it was so I started on the part right after Ash caught the Caterpie. I remember that vividly, probably because I watched it 50 times.
See, I don't think I've ever actually seen that episode. Like, I went back and watched a whole bunch. Don't think that's one I've seen. I always remember like just having like Butterfree all of a sudden.
No, that was episode 3 of the show. It's you're not missing anything. It was very exciting when I was 9 years old or 8 years old, however old I was, and Pokemon was brand new. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah. I was 14? No, 13 when Pokemon started. We just had the 25th anniversary, right?
Goodness. Pokemon started in Japan in 96 and the rest of the world in 98, I believe.
Yeah, about 12, 13 years old. I just remember when I got the game. It was around Christmas. I got Pokemon Red. And I played the hell out of that. And I had my Charizard like at level 100, and like all my other Pokemon at like level 20. I had
I was a weird kid because I had my whole team. I was evenly training everyone because I felt bad for like leaving anyone in my team behind.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out I learned. I think it was right after I beat the Elite Four for the first time. I learned about the whole missing no thing, and I duped rare candies, and then everyone was level 100.
Oh yeah, missing no is one of the greatest glitches of all time.
A fun fact about me that maybe diminishes my credibility as a Pokemon fan. If we discount the infinite rare candy thing from Gen 1, I did not get a Pokemon to level 100 legitimately until last year in Scarlet. Scarlet was the very first time I ever did it legitimately.
Wow. That, you know what? I used to compete VGC, so like I had plenty of Pokemon at 100, but that long? Wow. Oh wow, this is
that long.
This is just straight Flareon box.
That's just 4/4 Flareon.
This is one last game. I hope it finishes soon.
Surely you can't call this a box deck if it has a single attacker. Isn't the whole point of the box you have a variety of attackers?
Yes, this is just straight Flareon.
Yeah.
What's up, Hockey Dude 1645? Welcome back to Doomco. On your 1-year anniversary of being our CEO of hockey, you now have a new job added to your hockey duties as well, and that is the CEO of Ice Cubes. Yes, I figure out hockey and Ice Cubes kind of go together, so do a good job, I hope. That's like that sadly everything I just said is like corporate stuff that happens anyways.
Well, I mean, I'm Canadian, so I'm partial to the hockey here.
It's where they go out and they're like, yeah, your job kind of does this, so we think you'll be good at it.
Dragonbane says that their first episode was the one where Ash forced Pikachu to get stronger with that whole water electric generator. I remember that episode. I don't remember what the context was. Was that for Brock's gym?
I want to say it was for Brock's gym. Like, he put Pikachu through some hell.
Yeah, I mean, Pikachu matched Ash's intensity, though. I think Pikachu wanted as much as Ash did.
That is true. He had intensity. He was just like, I need this. They said there's a Fortress at 1-0. I gotta see what they played against.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Froyo over ice cream. Do you know the person's name so I can pop it real quick? Because like, there's so many icons. I always forget what Fortress looks like. Or you know what? We go look in the metagame.
I found the Fortress. It is number 64, Red Lime 829.
64.
Fortress Bramblegast.
You sure?
Oh, that is interesting. 64.
I'm looking at 64. That's that one.
Oh, do we have a different numbering then?
Are you looking?
829. Look up 829. Maybe I didn't refresh. Oh, there it is, right there.
Right there. It's number 8 right now.
So I wonder why I must not refresh my standings. Yeah, there it is now. I just had old standings. Their game probably hadn't finished when the last time I refreshed.
Let's see.
But do you know what Bramblegast does?
It's best. No.
Read the card.
Definitely. That's trying to be it. That's trying to be like as strong as it can be.
And tell me that's not fun. Plus 50 HP for each prize card your opponent's taken, and then you're flipping a bunch of coins for all the energy attached. This deck has Luxurious Cape and Hero's Cape. This is just tanky Bramblegast flipping coins, and I love it. Oh my goodness. And Reversal Energy too, because Powerful Needles counts energy, not energy cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't say that I would endorse this as a top strategy, but they are absolutely channeling the old Electrode EX and Executor deck from like 05. That was called Scrambled Eggs.
All right, next round is up. Let's get this going.
Okay, well.
Oh my god, it took forever. All right, I'm excited for some new action. We have Red Octane, JMU Boy, and Aiden Ferrer, which I'm trying to remember. I know it's like H something. Let's look at pairings. Let's see. JMU Boy is playing Regibolt versus Dragapult. Red Octane is on
Terrabox.
He is up against Hydreigon. And then I remember Aiden's on.
Are they the Raging Bolt player?
Haikyujin. They are on.
Yeah, they're a Raging Bolt player.
Charizard Pidgeot. So we got Raging Bolts. I think maybe Red Octane is probably the best one. Give us a little something different. Before we end up obviously watching.
You're the host.
At some point we're going to end up watching Raging Bolt.
You're the host. I'm happy with whoever you want.
Oh, we did have one more show up. Raladino? Up real quick. Might be Rallo Flores, who's on Joltik Box versus Dragapult. We're gonna go with Red Octane for this one. At least because the longer it goes on, the more we're going to look at other decks, or we're going to see the more obvious meta decks. And so I try to mix it up early. You know, get the things in you don't expect. There is one Blaziken deck running tonight. I don't know what its record is right now, but it is running. And the game is going, so let me get everyone in there right away. What's up, Solar Wish? And I forgot to reset the clock. There it goes. and I will update everything here, and we'll see how the game goes. I think that's probably your best start there. Go ahead and come in with the turtle.
Oh, hello, Terapagos. This is going to be a weird one. Oh, and there's the Lily's Clefairy. Beautiful cards on both sides.
With a ladder right now, anytime I don't have any idea what I might be playing up against, is 100% start 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much poison around. You got to just play it safe.
Exactly.
Yeah, this was an old lesson that we all knew from back in the day before they changed the turn 1 rules. But back when you could just attack on turn 1, play supporters, play everything. Yeah, you better bench 2 Pokemon. Donking was prevalent.
I remember when Sun and Moon came out, and we had the Guzma. You could play supporters. That you had to only put down 1 Pokemon because otherwise you could end up in a way worse position than you started.
Yeah, you get in that turn 1 Guzma, and all of a sudden you have something really inconvenient active. Especially if you started with your Alolan Vulpix, you really wanted to get that beacon off. All right, energy down on the Clefairy, and a retreat. We're going to see the Itchy Pollen.
And we're currently on round 2, Stellar, out of 7 rounds tonight. We upped it tonight.
We are doing 7.
Yeah, we are doing 7. We did hit
Interesting.
up there. I upped it for this week just to kind of make up for missing one a couple weeks ago, and also just like people like why don't you do more, and then also make up for the couple weeks ago. And then on top of it, I forgot to open it. In general, I forgot to set up the registration, so I'm like, oh man, you know what? Let's just go 128.
Stellar Wish, I remember those days well. You're hammerheading or ride knuckling, or you got that Colress machine, you can Frost Sphere, hit those double Dynamo. It was definitely a scary time to be an Electric player, and yet Electric did pretty well that season. Got a top 8 finish at Worlds and in Masters, and a 2nd place finish in Seniors. All right. Because Rylus coming down. Got that Maractus. That is such a cool tech to see rising in popularity.
Now, I was quite surprised the first time we saw it on stream here. I was like, Maractus, what is it? What good is it? What is it? And then I go and I watch it, and I absolutely stop behind it and everything. I'm like, oh, that makes good sense. I thought it was just like maybe a little too overpowered Mawile. No, it's still pretty damn good.
Yeah, Maractus is a good tech. We are just seeing a lot of aggression out of the Terapagos EX, but here comes the Maractus to match it. Here we go.
Shining Espeon is casting with me tonight.
Hello. Yep, I'm Shining Espeon, or Shining Espeon 3 on Twitter. I've been around Pokemon for a long time. I talk a lot about retro Pokemon. It's kind of my big passion.
I'm a little surprised they put the Clefairy down. They started it, right? No.
Yeah, they started the Clefairy. I'm surprised that you don't put your like guest commentator's name in the description of the tournament.
Actually, I have a timer that's supposed to go off. And let me go see why it's not working. I updated it and I probably forgot just to turn it back on. This is supposed to go off about every 10 minutes about who is casting.
Oh, I see. You know what we need right now in this in the game? We need another nice full art Professor's Research. The card is seeing more play than it's seen in quite some time, and we're stuck with prints from a couple years ago.
I've
We
been
got all
waiting.
those new regular arts, but we need some new full arts.
We need some new bosses as well.
That's true. We do need a new boss.
I would all be for a new Giovanni. Yeah, I just didn't turn it back on. Logix, if you got codes you want to drop, just drop them in my Discord. Go for it. Just say, hey, I'm dropping codes, first come, first serve, whatever. Drop it in there. Totally fine. You know why? And I'm sitting here, why I figured they put that down? They were hoping to get the Terapagos back with an easy 2 energy.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean that attack does get out of hand real fast. It's easy to kind of lose sight of it, but it definitely can get hard even if you're not hitting a dragon. Well, we have a counter gain on the Clefairy, so here we go. It's punching time. Maractus softened it up so the full moon Rondo should finish the job. And then a rare candy into a Hydreigon EX. Now there's a Terra Pokemon, so that bench has gotten a lot bigger. Potentially we could see Leo loading up the bench with more Pokemon, but they don't need to for this full moon Rondo. But it could be nice to get another basic down. Now the question is, how are we gonna come back from this prize deficit? Because, well, I say that, but there's not a lot going on the Terra players' board. There's only 2 energy in play still on that Terapagos. So
Normally,
they have some action in the hand, but
normally with the Hydreigon, I would say use a second attack multiple times to do it. But those Terra Pokemon are protected.
yeah, that Terra rule is can be tricky. God, it took me so long to remember that the Terra rule existed, and then finally I got it in my head. I remembered that the Terra rule existed, but I didn't realize that I didn't like internalize that Dragapult was a Terra, because it's just Terra Dragon. It's already a dragon.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones. Like, isn't Gyarados also just Terra Water?
That sounds right.
Like,
I mean, that's certainly a thing you can do, and there's certainly reason to do it. But I'm so used to, these VGC players doing some other Terra for like defensive positioning. Okay, we're going to see a big turn here. We have the Sparkling Crystal in hand. We got to flip the script ready to go. We're going to have a lot of cards. So we are going to see pretty much any attack that we could want right here. Deciding very, very carefully which energy we want to grab. 4 different energy types in hand. All right, Teal Dance. Get that grass energy down so we can energy switch it off. There's a Girafarig. We just got rid of the Farigiraf.
yeah,
Is it a hard G in that one? It's a hard G.
I think so. It's such a weird one. I sit here and go, man, I have no idea what this thing's even called.
Yeah, I think Farigiraf sounds right. And a Crispin. So just out of nowhere, we have that response. And we're powering up the Pikachu EX. So, let me see. Clefairy has 190 HP. Pikachu does 300. Yeah, that's a knockout. That'll get there.
So I looked it up.
And
Our original two
trying
Terras,
to decide. Oh, go ahead.
our original Terras all had the same typing.
Fair enough.
So they know.
I remember vaguely that there was a Terra Arcanine, right?
Yep, fire.
And we toyed with putting the all-important Sparkling Crystal on the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX, decided against it, holding it in the hand, hoping it doesn't get shuffled away.
That Teal Mask now only needs two grass energy. I think it could KO the... Should be able to KO the... whatever it's called, Hydreigon.
The question is, can we get to the 2 grass energy? There's already a couple in discard. I don't know how many there are in the deck total. I don't have easy access to the list, but might be easier said than done. Okay, so we have our Hydreigon players basically set up at this point, but gonna see if it's enough at this stage of the game. 4 prizes to 1 is hard to come back from. And is that the Neo Upper Energy Ace spec?
Yes, they like to use it so they can use the second attack Obsidian.
All right, well, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, because Obsidian, they could KO the Hoot Hoot. They could KO but they still need to find like a counter gain to do it.
There's the INO. Just the Night Stretcher. Well, that gets you grass energy. But we no longer have access to that. No longer have access to that Sparkling Crystal.
Which I don't think.
Oh, Counter Catcher.
Oh, going after the Latios.
Taking out the Latios. Interesting.
I think that was the right move.
All right. Well, definitely cutting down on the maneuverability. Of course, we have that Night Stretcher to get it back if we need to, and we are going to see some cards off of the Pheasantipede, but still 26 cards in deck. We're going to need a lot of action here. And yeah, we're feeling the impact that Latias gone because we are hesitating on what to put up.
I would
maybe Pikachu. I guess so. Well, maybe not. Maybe something else.
I'm all for putting the Teal Mask up there.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to go for it. And committing to the Pikachu. Okay, that's one more piece we're gonna need if we're gonna win the game this turn. Turo is not the worst thing in the world. We can reset a Noctowl. Oh, Crispin. Okay, Crispin's not half bad. We have to decide very, very carefully how we want to use our stuff because we only have one supporter and we got to make it count. Yeah, imagine.
Okay. You throw up the Noctowl.
Yep.
That gives you more options.
Okay, they agree. Yeah, but what are the options? Do you have the cook right now?
Then, if you have, I'm hoping they still have the Earthen Vessel. They don't.
No Earthen Vessel. Not much left in the deck trainer-wise. 2 grass energy left, but no easy way to get to it. That's tough.
No, I would say you almost. Well, you're in a weird spot here. Very weird spot.
You're in a very weird spot here. Oh, lightning energy. Okay. We're trying to power up Pikachu again. Okay, just saying, well, if you can knock me out, you can knock me out. Otherwise, but Pikachu's coming in hot. I have the boss's orders ready.
There's the counter.
Counter gain. Okay, this Hydreigon's ready to go.
That's game.
Yep.
That's why I was wondering if the Teal Mask would have been better. Because you at least had.
Yeah, I feel like the Hydreigon player needed like didn't need very much to lock in the game, and they had the Pidgeot, so you know they're going to get whatever big piece they need. So I think, yeah, I agree with you. I think in that position, you got to just go for the win.
Yeah.
You got to just play to your outs, play to the winning line. If you whiff it, you whiff it. But playing a more cautious line didn't work out.
I want to jump us to the other games real quick, see if they're still going. So when you try to get something else up.
Let's see.
Let's see, is this game still going? It is, surprisingly. What's up, everyone coming in?
It's going strong.
What's up, everyone coming in from Moon Kitty Shira's stream? I'm Senior Doom, tournament organizer, overly large tall guy, and person who hasn't really slept in like 3 days. Joining me tonight is Shining. I wanted to call you Eevee so bad. Shining Espeon. As we're jumping to some games, seeing how they are still going.
Hello, I am Shining Espeon or Kara. I answer to either one. And we are watching some. Whoop, there goes an Ogerpon. Uh-oh.
Oh, that game just ended.
And, all right. Well, does that count as commentator's curse? I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's more like we showed up and like everything was already in action, and this one's done as well. So let's just move on to the hangout.
Maybe round 3?
We are waiting on 13 games for round 3 with about 15 minutes left, so this should hopefully clear out pretty fast. But we'll go ahead and update our standings here. As we are running 7 tonight, 7-0. We will have a single 7-0 to finish out tonight. And we do have a Gouging Fire going 2-0 right now.
All right, that's exciting.
They beat the Flareon Noctowl, and then they beat Hobzation, which Hobzation, I was so hyped for that deck.
I was too.
And it just faltered.
You know, it's just, it seems good on paper. I mean, if you get that turn 1, like, just huge pressure attack going, it feels amazing. But it's just, like, it's just felt clunky.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't like draw cards very well. It needed to keep having pieces, and you just couldn't thin the deck well enough. It's such a shame. I'm sitting on 2 Alt-Art Hobzation because I believed in the card, but I have done nothing with them.
I am 100% looking at the Alt-Art anyways because I collect Zation cards. And sadly, it's a $62 card, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. I am not I would say Zation neutral, but I do like Hop. Big fan of Hop.
See, I'm the other way. I'm like all about Zation, but Hop, he's okay.
I love him. That's my boy right there.
I love my Sword Doggo.
We are just different people, aren't we, Doom?
Yeah, but the fact that I don't hate Hop, or Hop being with it, is a good thing.
Because it's something.
Because How, not big on that guy. Not big on that guy.
I liked How well enough. He was just fine, but Hop just had such a good character arc in the game. And I didn't like Sword and Shield very much, but I thought Hop's character was like the best part of those games.
I did like his character arc, like he realizing like he didn't have to be his brother. He could be different. He could do what he wanted, what interested him. That was good. How to me in like Sun and Moon was just kind of like, I'm here for the ride and doesn't change. Like Lily goes through an arc, Guzma goes through an arc. How's like, hey grandpa, I got more fruit pies or whatever.
Malasada. He loves his Malasada.
Which, to be honest, that game made me go out and try Malasada, and it is actually good.
I do love Gen 7. I frequently say it. Gen 7 is the best Pokemon generation. I will die on that hill. I was a huge fan of Alola.
I will say Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are way better than the base games.
Well, okay, but they have like the better gameplay, but the story took a big hit.
I would definitely say I liked it better when Lusamine was more just a straight villain, and not so much like she was like kind of like regretting it. Like I like she was like excuse my French, fuck you all, I'm going to do what I want. Ultra Beast, come here, and all that kind of shit.
They gutted Lily's whole arc.
Yeah,
that's the sad thing about Ultra Sun and Moon. They copied and pasted like the first 2 acts of the game, and then the third act, it's like, well, it's actually Ultra Necrozma.
Right.
And I mean, the Ultra Necrozma fight was really cool, but we didn't get Lily's big like catharsis when she confronts her mother, who's been tormenting her whole life, and it broke my heart.
I will agree with that. Story wise, but
gameplay was really good.
The gameplay was more. It felt Ultra Sun and felt less that was holding my hand the whole time than Sun did. Both of them.
I didn't care. I didn't mind like the tutorial heavy start in either game. I don't know. I just vibed with it, and I just loved the characters and the region so much.
Yeah, the region is great. The region
I love so much. I love the totem Pokemon.
See, like I like that. I was like, oh, cool, so cool. There's no league. It's all different. I was hoping that would like be something like that would come through again, but no, it's just a Lola's thing. Which, you know what? That's fine as well.
Just makes Lola more special.
Play Pro 5, thank you for the follow. Also, I forgot to shout out Moon Kitty Shira. I'm sorry. I always try to shout out my raids. Please go follow them. They play a lot of fun decks. But yeah, and like the Sword and Shield region was okay. I kind of like Paldea, but I think graphically Paldea falters on me a little too much, especially after playing like Breath of the Wild. I was like, man, could you imagine like a Pokemon world with like the Breath of the Wild like style graphics, like with the overworld like that?
You know, I didn't expect to, but I ended up falling in love pretty hard with Scarlet and Violet. I went into them really, really skeptical, almost cynical about them, but I don't know, those games just captured something in my heart.
Koraidon for me. And the funny thing is, like, I came in, I was like, I'm gonna get Violet. I'm 100% get Violet. I love future stuff. I love all this stuff. And then this at the last second, I bought Scarlet instead. It wasn't like oh, I had Scarlet and put there, and that's all I got. No, I was downloading it digitally. I'm like, you know what? Dinosaur Pokemon seems pretty awesome as well. And so I went after when I got the Ancients.
Actually, no, it was Violet that I played last year.
Because you had Miraidon then.
It was Violet. Yeah, it was. I had Miraidon. So I got them both, and I started on Scarlet because that was the first one I got. But I just kind of lost interest and I stopped playing it. And then it was like around this time last year, I picked it up and decided to try again, and it just clicked for me. And I played so much of that game.
And now I'm
so that was Violet. I started with Scarlet, and then last year I picked up Violet and played that.
Which is actually funny enough. Like when I first got into it, like I thought Sprigatito 100% was just going to be the Pokemon I was going to choose. As we're looking
Sprigatito is my baby.
But then Fuecoco with that just nothing going on in this head look. Just
no thoughts, head empty.
Fuecoco is the orange cat of Pokemon, and I'm like, I love orange cats.
Justice for orange cats.
But my cat Leonidas was an orange cat. He died a few years ago, but still, just so good. And I'm like, that's what he is. I recently actually got a new Fuecoco. It's a small figure. It's even got felt on it. It was like it came with like a piece of candy of all things. It was from Japan, but it's based on the costume version, and they do like Pikachus and Eevees and stuff of it. It's like the size of the normal figures. It's not that big, but it was pretty cool. Like I took a photo of it a few weeks ago when I got it. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I'm a big cat person, and I'm also a big grass starter person. So as soon as Sprigatito was revealed, I was sold. locked in. That said, on my second playthrough in Violet, I did pick Fuecoco. I thought they knocked it out of the park with all three of the starters in this generation, though. I am a big fan of all of them.
So, real quick, this is a deck that I just saw. This was one of the decks we're waiting on. Raging Bolt, Iono's Belly Bolt.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Like, I was
That's
just
kind of a cool deck.
Yeah, I was just like sitting here going like, what's taking? I look, that's what's going on. I was like, oh, interesting deck. Like, you're definitely trying to keep that energy recycling going with the Belly Bolt. The biggest issue you're going to have is trying to make sure you have some stuff going on to your Raging Bolt, which we have the 0. Wait, are they
There
just
are no Sadas.
so they're just
It's just Energy Switch and Levincia and the Ino engine.
wow.
That kind of rules. I'm into it.
Yeah, they're 0-1, but this last.
Well, I'm less into it now.
We'll see.
I like cool decks, but I like winning decks first and foremost.
Like 100%, I will probably.
Oh.
That's the reason why I've been playing Dragapult. Is it's a winning deck and it works.
I see. Speaking of Dragapult, I see a couple of Dragapult Charizard at 2-0.
Yes,
That's kind of cool.
I looked at one of them real quick. I cannot fall into the Dragapult Charizard trap again.
You actually tried to sell me on Dragapult Charizard. I think last time I was on the stream.
Yes, and then I took it to Vancouver and I played nothing but like Cloths, and Cloths was like his worst matchup. And it was just like, no, I am going to play a deck for Portland that I would hate to say meta, but something that is good.
This reminds me of something. You remember, of course, when Henry Chow got his third win just this season with Gardevoir and showed that Gardevoir still is a contender post rotation. A lot of people were shocked. They thought the deck was dead. And this is a thing that I definitely have some perspective because I've been playing this game so long. But the moral of the story is good cards tend to stay good. Like if we have a card that's just like individually really strong, don't expect it to go anywhere. It's like how they couldn't kill Mew VMAX because Genesect has the most broken ability that they ever printed. Or it's like how we keep seeing Miraidon coming back in new iterations, new decks. Because these cards are just so fundamentally strong that, I mean, they're going to find a way to rise to the top again. Gardevoir's ability is nearly unprecedented. Just infinite energy, recursion from the discard pile, and also the damage manipulation with Monkey Dorian format is huge. So yeah, this card definitely is going to find a way to win. And other cards like Charizard's on the downswing, but it's such a fundamentally strong card that I wouldn't count out seeing it again. Or Pidgeot EX is definitely not very popular right now, but I would almost guarantee Pidgeot EX is going to be in a tier 1 deck again before rotation.
Yeah, post rotation, it's coming back. It's coming back hard. Which
I mean, it's coming back now. You're saying?
No. Post rotation that we'll see.
Well, it's rotating next rotation, I think.
No. What Pidgeot? It's just not rotating.
Pidgeot, probably. Is it not?
No, I don't think it is. I thought we had another time with it. Let's go ahead and jump down to JMU Boys game real quick. I'll double check.
Violet off now. And this Pidgeot was from the third Scarlet Violet set, so it's been around a while now.
I didn't realize that.
We are likely in our last year of Pidgeot EX.
Did not even realize that. Some of these cards have just been here for so long.
Time goes fast when you're old, eh?
Yeah, actually, my 40th is next year, so next rotation. But we got JMU Boy here going up against Mitchell Chambers, also known as Chambers TCG. This is Joltik Box.
It is
Joltik Box.
Go ahead. So sorry.
Joltik Box up against Raging Bolt, which
it's Raging Bolt time.
Okay.
And this is Raging Bolt running a nice Noctowl engine, starting that fan rotom so we can start with a fan call. So it's going to be a good start.
And then we see the Prime Catcher. That if Joltik Box you play Badoo, they could possibly extend the timeout. Without it though, we could 100% watch them take a big KO on something that they're going to try to set up.
Yeah, we are definitely threatening a big turn 2.
And that's only because we can see it. They have no idea. We'll see what they end up with, because they still have to find a way to get the energy out.
Well, they have no idea, except they kind of do, because they know there's a Noctowl in hand, and that Noctowl can kind of be anything. Oh, but I need to not make this mistake. That Noctowl's not live right now.
Right. That is the big thing. And we do see the Iono here, which could help. So they need to find themselves one of those Terra Pokemon. That do get one with the Ultra Ball. The Ultra Bolt.
Okay.
Ultra Ball.
But Ultra Ball only works if we don't get some itchy pollen action.
Which they don't play it because they're playing Joltik. So
okay, perfect.
They're looking for the Joltik here to get something going. Now the question is, do you really want to go with the Iron Hands, or do you want to put something like the Pikachu and start getting that powered up? There we see the Pikachu.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, makes sense to start focusing on that Pikachu. That's a big Raging Bolt. It's going to be costly, though. Oh, okay. 1 on the Pikachu and 3 on the Iron Hands. So they're kind of going best of both worlds here. I do like having the Iron Hands ready to go. I like just being able to snipe off a quick Hoot Hoot. So probably the ideal scenario here is just amp a Hoot Hoot, amp a Noctowl, and then blow up something with Pikachu. Assuming, of course, we can power up 2 back-to-back Iron Hands. That's going to be tricky because that Raging Bolt is liable to blow up anything that's staring down. And the Pikachu, with the ability, is not going to get knocked out so easily, but it does discard its energy. So no matter what, we're in a position of having to get a lot of energy flowing to keep the attacks coming. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky situation. We have an experience share on the Mew EX kind of prepping, but we're going to need to rely on some Crispin probably to keep the attacks flowing.
Every time I hear someone say like the attacks flowing, I always go like the attacks must flow, because I watched Dune 2 recently. So
Dune, I haven't seen it.
Good movie. I also got my my eldest to finally watch Star Wars. I've been quite happy about that.
Here comes violence.
Oh no!
Prime Catcher coming down, thinking of grabbing that Mew, but hesitating.
They're hitting what, like 210 right now.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, wait, no,
they had attached. Okay, cool. Well, that's going to cost them all of their energy in play, but it's worth it to take all of the opponent's energy out of play. All right. Your move, Joltik. And that Mew grabs an energy. These old Pikarom sleeves. Can you even believe that Team Up was, what, 6 years ago now?
Oh my god, yes.
That was a fun set. That was a fun time in Pokemon. Has it been long enough that I'm allowed to say something pro tag teams?
Go for it. I'm all for pro tag teams. I think a lot of people have slowly gone back to the point with pro tag teams, because only ADP seemed to be the one that tainted it.
I always like tag teams. I know people had their issues with 3 prizers, and it did make games go by fast. But I thought the cards themselves were cool. Okay, we have the Mew EX ready to go. Tandem unit. Get some more latent Pokemon into play. Another Iron Hands ready to go. Another Pikachu. All these beautiful Altards. My goodness. And we're going to take time to power up more with Joltik.
I announced in the Discord. I did announce. We had some people not show up for this round. I always try to make sure I announce in the Discord. Probably got a little too used to that one round.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. The energy is spread pretty far out, but it looks like the Raging Bolt player is going to be forced into a position where they just have to either knock out the Joltik or pass without attacking. I don't have their list in front of me. Do they have a Tech Iron bundle in the deck? Because if not, we're just going to have to deal with that active Joltik. No bundle.
I
Right,
don't think they play Latias either. You could try to power up that Raging Bolt on the bench and keep the price trade.
The Joltik player seems like they have successfully bought themselves a turn. Oh, there's Latias. Okay, we're gonna say, okay, I'll take the one prize, but I'm only gonna give up one prize in return. But we do have the two one prize attackers chilling on the bench with the Slitherwing and the other Raging Bolt. We've kind of quietly seen my biggest issues with Raging Bolt's deck get fixed in recent months. Having one of my big issues with it was that it didn't really have a great non-EX attacker, but we have one now. We even have the option for like a good consistency engine with Noctowl if we want, though not everyone opts for it.
Early in the format, I was 100%.
Oh?
You know what?
Okay.
Fan Rotom works. I know they keep thinking jamming tower. I don't think you jamming tower here.
We're gonna see an assault landing.
Like that's where they want a jamming tower here to prevent that Mew from getting more energy because they want to use it and go up against that Raging Bolt. But you have so many of your tech Pokemon out there right now. Like
it would be hard to. Okay, so if you did a jamming tower, what would you even discard? I mean, you discard the Noctowl.
Noctowl, maybe the Baby Bolt, maybe the Latias.
It's tough. I mean, I don't really want to lose these cards. I wouldn't mind losing a Fan Rotom, but we're attacking with it. So yeah, I like not playing the jamming tower here. I like just saying, well, this is a little awkward, but you get another energy on the Mew. That Mew is ready to punish.
It's not even just the Mew. That Iron Hands here could.
True. Oh, yep. We're going to see a Hoot go down. Oh.
Oh, they forgot it.
Okay.
They probably forgot an energy.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. We can knock out the Hoot, but we can only do it with an arm press for one prize now. We can't arm press. Yep, we're good. Never mind. But we can't amp. Unless we have some way to modify the energy on this Iron Hands. That is, they did do the arm press. That's gotta feel bad. I don't think that's what they're planning on.
They tried. They got. This is where sequencing comes in important. And we talk about it over and over. They got one step ahead of themselves.
Mm-hmm. They tunnel vision too much. Like, I have the Iron Hands active. That means I'm going to knock out the Hoot for two prizes. I have an energy. I can prepare this Pikachu. Oops. And it's really, really unfortunate. It's going to make it very, very hard for them to stay in this game now, I think. I think that they were solidly in contention before that, but now they might just be too far behind to come back.
Chat's asking what happened. What happened was they were setting up the Iron Hands to take a 2-prize turn. It was specifically onto the Noctowl on the bench. Take that out. The Hoot. Yes, not the Noctowl. Hoot. Take that out. They would have nothing they could use for a possibility. But they didn't have 4 energy onto it. And so they had to use their first attack and not their second to get there.
So it's worse, though, because they had the energy in hand, but they tunnel visioned, didn't realize that they didn't have the energy on the Iron Hands, attached the energy in hand to the benched Pikachu EX. thereby locking them out of being able to amp. So they had everything they needed to take the 2-prize swing. They just kind of didn't attach the energy to the Iron Hands. Now that Mew is ready to copy that Raging Bolt, take a big knockout, and I mean it is going to come down to the Raging Bolt player to respond. But we see in hand they have essentially everything they need already. They have the Sada, they have a Grass Energy they can Teal Dance with. All they would need is some way to get the second energy onto the bolt. So genome hacking is going to give us a Bellowing Thunder, but I have to imagine it's not going to take long before that second bolt comes down and responds. All right, let's see. Oh, Earthen Vessel's probably going to lock it in. Oh,
no.
Nest Ball fail. And, yep, there it is. Everything they're going to need, as long as they don't screw up with their Sada. Sada, put a Lightning on the Raging Bolt, and you are home free. There we go. It didn't mess that up. They've got it.
Like, okay, going back now, would that been enough?
It wouldn't have been. They would have taken an extra prize, but they still would have been just too far behind.
Just a little too much. Yeah, I can definitely feel like it would be. It's like,
but like if the Raging Bolt player had whiffed the return KO, that was their window. But they closed the window on themselves a turn early by messing up their energy drops.
all right, let's go ahead and update our standings, and I'll move us, unless someone else is streaming that we can jump to. Let's see what the other game's like. Before we start jumping, I'll just make sure this game's still going. It is, but it looks like it might be finalized. Let's just get it up and see. I want to say streamer curse, but it's like we show up and then the game finishes. Okay, then it's not done.
All right, a lot of Joltik tonight.
Oh my god, is he pulling for 2 prizes?
That's kind of incredible. Now, I definitely have played my share of decks where I take 2 prizes with an item locking attack. I played a lot of Seismitoad back in the day, but I haven't seen a lot of Itchy Pollen knockouts. Got to feel good to be able to take 2 prizes and deny the items in response. And just a pass. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I'm glad when I got back into the game, Seismitoad had like just rotated. I was also
that was my son. I loved him so much.
But then I played an expanded event, so I ran into him. I was like, no! Why? Why are you so cruel?
I loved Seismitoad with my whole heart. All right, Full Moon Rondo blowing up the Joltik. Free Retreat Miraidon active, and we have items. We have Arven. We have Nest Ball.
Okay, let's see what Arven can do here. Not far enough yet.
Have the Blood Moon Ursaluna though. Is that gonna be able to close out the game?
2 energy.
Oh, 3 prizes. Yep. Not quite enough.
But the question is there a way for their opponent to take 3 prizes this next turn?
Well, there is Monkey Dory, but I have to imagine that they're lying to take 3 prizes. Yeah, I don't imagine there is, unless another Joltik hits the bench, and I bet that's not going to happen.
No, at this point, I think you just pass. See if they take another prize. They take another prize. You've got game. Bear, attach, prime catcher. You know what? That's a good threat too. Get the Pikachu set up.
Yeah, I don't mind saying, okay, here's an option. If even if you knock it out, I can just nest ball. I can just nest ball for the Ursaluna anyway. Okay.
Still gets knocked out. 240 ain't stopping it.
Low impact attack, though. We're almost playing chicken here, and we're not going to attack into this Clefairy unless we're knocking it out. Oh, just so hesitant about pulling the trigger on that nest ball.
Like, I personally kind of felt like you needed to hold back on that Arven. It was a little bit of drop pass. Their deck is almost out. You don't need to make any moves.
It's true. They're down to 2 cards. It's kind of on them to be the aggressor. The only thing I can see is if they are just being very, very slow and trying to set up like a turn where they knock out a Pokemon with Monkey Dory and also attack for 3 prizes, but that's going to be tough. And that Pikachu with the known Earthen Vessel in hand is threatening a checkmate scenario.
Arven is...
Because Monkey Dory are not doing much. There's no damage in play. Our Joltik player is just very patiently saying, okay, I'll just attach. I have the long game 3 different ways. You got to figure out how to pull off fancy plays here. All right, Earthen Vessel. Down goes Screamtail. Is this a Gardevoir deck then?
I believe so, actually.
I haven't seen. I mean, these are all cards that Gardevoir often runs, but I've been trying to figure out what this deck could be this whole time.
All right.
Okay, well that'll do it then.
Literally, like, here's checkmate. They put it down. There's like, you take it and you just go, okay, what do you do?
Everyone's like, all right.
You can attach a metal energy with the Earthen Vessel, blow it up. There's just...
It looks like they're going for the big flashy Pikachu finish.
There it goes.
And the concession. Call that a game.
GG. Moving on. All right, let's go ahead and jump back to our little caster hideaway. Or cave. I don't know. I've been trying to come up with a better name than caster hangout, and I just can't get anything to stick.
Caster's Cave isn't so bad.
I think that's the one I've
got the alliteration going on.
I think that's the one I used like last week. It was like caster's cave, but then at the same time, if it made it sound like all the casters were like hiding.
I am hiding. I don't know about you.
Oh, I'm always hiding. Trying to hide from my responsibilities of life and work. Actually, for the first...
I'm here. I am at 1:15 in the morning. I'm casting the Pokemon tournament instead of being a grown up.
Well, same here. But then again, I've had nothing but like issues sleeping like the last few weeks. Or not last,
that's the worst.
Last week, and it's not been like anything really bad. Like I had I've talked about, I had a nose surgery a few weeks ago and stuff like that. I'm breathing fine through my nose. Actually, probably better than I have in a long time. The problem is like I just keep waking up in the middle of the night, like, and we think it might actually have to do with allergies. Oh, Forest just lost. Boo.
Well, I hope you get that sorted out soon. Sleeping difficulties are no joke.
Yeah, it was Rallo Flores here, who is 3-0, that we watched their Joltik box go up against Gardevoir. So, and the biggest thing is like I've cut soda out of my life, so like I have 0 caffeine coming in, so for like the one energy drink I have on Fridays, so I can stay up all night, which could be giving me sleeping problems. But usually that's why I run this bi-weekly. How is Blaziken sitting? I just looked at it too. Currently 2-0 as we're waiting for it to finish this game with Raging Bolt Ogerpon. Now, what's your thoughts about the Fire Chicken?
My thoughts?
Yeah. Like, do you think this could be, do you think this deck has anything, or is it still kind of on the outside?
I, thus far, am unconvinced. It's stage 2 decks are a tough sell in general, and to be a stage 2 deck and succeed, I mean, you got to have something really, really good. And I don't know. I mean, Seething Spirit is an okay ability, but it's coexisting right now with Gardevoir EX. You know, that's tough competition.
Right, and Gardevoir EX is just so good.
I mean, if we look at the stage 2s that are doing well consistently, I mean, it's mostly just Gardevoir and Dragapult right now.
And Gardevoir's got a really amazing broken ability, and Dragapult has a really good attack for a low attack cost.
And also has that Drag Cloak engine. You really can't underestimate the strong stage 1 engine.
No, oh yeah, that Dracloak.
Also, I'm a big fan of Recon Directive. Also, I love this art. My goodness, this is great art. That little Dreepy just losing its mind over there.
Actually, has this person done, what other person art has this person done? I always look this kind of stuff up. Plus, Dracloak was actually one of my favorites coming out of, Dragapult was one of my favorites coming out of the Sword and Shield era.
Mine too. Actually, a local tattoo artist posted up a flash sheet with a Dragapult on it. It's like, oh, I want that Dragapult. But someone else got to it before I did, and I was heartbroken. I'm still heartbroken. It's been like 3 years.
Huh, Pokemon. Oh, wait, there it is. I was like, why can't I find the artist? Like, I forgot they moved where the artist is on Pokemon cards. I'll pop it up. I want to see what other cards this artist has made. There they are. Only 4.
Oh, just 2.
Or yeah, no, 3. I'm like 4, but Recon Direct.
Oh, look at that Raichu, though. Can we pull up that Raichu? Oh, my goodness. Look at that art, though. That's incredible. I love Raichu. I'm a big Raichu fan.
Only
and I love seeing that little baby just vibing.
Temporal, Stellar Crown, and then obviously, that's Prismatic. Twilight Masquerade. So they've gotten like 1%. Like, not even. Huh.
Yeah, they've only gotten a few in the last year, but I mean, these are all good.
Yeah, solid.
I like them all.
I would dedefinitely say out of the 3, the Marowak's probably the weakest of them, but still a fairly strong illustration. Like
is that Marowak not aura farming? I think the Marowak is aura farming.
100%.
I don't know if I'm too old to say aura farming or not, but here we are. It's 1:20 in the morning. Who cares?
Exactly. Because we are waiting on 2 matches. Let's see what
2 different Frostlass decks at 3-0. That's exciting.
So are they completely different?
Oh, 3. 3 Frostlass decks.
Yeah, Frostlass Monkey Dory, again, is having a good showing lately. And we have one at 2-1.
Hasn't really had its big breakout yet at major tournaments, but
okay,
definitely hinting at some potential.
We had, when we did the Doom Regional, we had it take 2nd place. And what beat it was Dragapult. Because Dragapult, if it played correctly, just beats it. But also, they have stuff like Devo and all this. Like, what happened with that was the Dragapult just got set up so fast that he could not get like any snow runs out because they'd be gone. And they went after the Monkey Dories. And like, there was like, It was just everything that could go wrong went wrong for that Frostlass Monkey Dory. And we watched them play other games, and they played it so well and knew what they were doing. And they had the Maractus and just didn't have the cape of all things, and did so well. And then it just couldn't put it together at the end. But I mean, that happens. That is what happens. But like I said, nothing in the majors yet. Like, does he even have a Limitless page for any of those yet?
I'd be surprised if it didn't have some day 2 showing.
Yes, 120th was the best placing in Milwaukee.
Oh, it won juniors this past weekend.
Oh, it did.
Well, never mind then.
There we go.
That's just me being wrong. It got a regionals win.
Some people will go, "Oh, it's the juniors." Wait until you play against some of these juniors. They are
people who talk down juniors have not played against the juniors that win regionals. These children are machines.
I played against Annabelle. She's a local.
He's a Masters now, but we've had a couple big finishes in rapid succession out of Tanner Hurley this year, and he's someone who I knew back when he was in juniors, and he was terrifying then.
Yeah, we have. It doesn't help, but we have Tabletop Village, one of the stream sponsors. They have all the juniors work together, and they help them out, and they all test against each other, and they've won internationals, and they've won regionals, and they just win everything, and they're just out there working hard.
Yeah, I mean, these kids have. I mean, they have energy, certainly, and they have passion, and that goes a long way if you put them in the right environment to succeed. So it doesn't surprise me at all.
I want to bring up Rallo Flores, who we did watch the end of, up against Mr. Bach 87. That's Joltik Delivery versus Dragapult.
So. Joltik Delivery. All right.
All right, so PBS kid here coming in again, like Mr. Rogers was Speedy Delivery, like that's what it is. Joltik. Oh my god, you know what? Actually, Speedy Delivery kind of works for this.
I'm a very boring person when it comes to naming decks.
Okay, so Frostlass Monkey Dory, the name that came up during the tournament, it's kind of stuck with a lot of people. And some of the viewers here. The person who was playing it called it Snow Great.
Oh, that's a Deltarune reference, isn't it?
I believe so, because I remember my oldest got like excited when they heard that name. We just thought the casters at that time was Ryan Ferry and Frodo HTX. We were like, "Oh, that's like metal." I was like, "Yeah, that's metal. Yeah," and we're like, "Yeah, this is a great name." And we all kind of just like 100% fell in love with that name.
All right.
This is a start. I mean,
what more do you need when you're going first, right? Yeah, maybe you need maybe you want more, but it's fine. Threatening a turn to arm press via a Crispin. But yeah, I definitely think the Joltik deck is a deck that wants to go second a lot of the time, right? I think it's hard to go second into Dragapult because
Dragapult wants to go second.
Dragapult wants to go second now too.
Yeah, because it wants to use the Badoo, and on top of that, they just set down the Genesect to prevent their A-Spec, which I don't remember what their A-Spec is.
I guess Dragapult is also running a lot of supporters now, so it makes sense they want to go second. But we have a full Forward Reapy on the bench. I've played a lot of Dragapult, and I love little more than Forward Reapy in play. Okay, we have...
This is... this is the version with Luxurious Cape. There's a version out there that plays 4 Iono, 4 Boss, 0 Arven, 4 Brock Scouting, 4 Professor's Research.
All right, we see a boss on the Genesect to buy some time, and Dragapult has to respond with the Iono, giving the Joltik player a fresh hand, but not an amazing hand. All right, fire energy. And committing the fire energy to the Genesect, prioritizing getting that Budew back active to keep the Itchy Pollen up. But, we're just cutting off an S-ball with this. Not that they know that, but... And another boss's orders. So now we are in the arm press territory. Or are we in the arm press territory? Arm press is lightning colorless, isn't it?
Yeah, we are missing a lightning energy.
We're not in the arm press territory. We are a very slow, very sad Raging Bolt. Or, my goodness, Iron Hands. It's late. I'm sorry.
Call him everything.
All right, prepping a Lily's Clefairy now, pivoting away from the Iron Hands commitment a little bit, and once again, boss stalling. So really just a kind of a slow game for both sides. This Genesect is proving a bit of a hindrance for Mr. Bach. Here comes the Night Stretcher. Are we going to discard the same fire energy to retreat again? Yes,
Yep.
we are. That is incredible. All right, are we going to see even one...
Nope.
One Dracloak come down? Please, let's get some more Pokemon. Oh, I missed Lance so much.
Hey, we've got we've got Lance at home. Brock scouting.
Yay, Brock Scouting, which grabs you 2 basics or 1 evolution.
Which is really good against like item lock. But I mean,
Sure, but it's not the same as Lance for 3 Dreepy or Lance for 3 Dracloak. Ugh, I miss Lance. I do see why Brock Scouting is taking precedence over Jacques, though.
I've seen some decks
Future Booster.
run a split on it. They put the Jock and the Brock. Jacques and Brock.
Which I guess is reasonable. I don't like splitting like supporter role, like supporters in the same role as much when we don't have Luminian to pick and choose the one you need in a given situation. I prefer just choosing the one that's better on average and committing to that one. But okay, we finally see the jolting charge. Finally getting that energy acceleration going. Gonna have an Iron Hands ready to go. The Clefairy's ready to go. Are we gonna even power up the Miraidon? It's probably not the most impressive attacker here. Oh, maybe. Oh, and both sides have a Genesect in play too. That's interesting.
Nobody gets to use
No
ace specs.
You're not gonna unfair stamp me. And there is the research. Got that Turo research, and finally a Dracloak. Oh my goodness. And another Dracloak. Yep, that's Dragapult for you. One Dracloak often leads to more Dracloak. Please tell me we see 4 Dracloak this turn. It's all I want. 3, come on.
That 30 damage is going to come in very, very well for that the Dragapult player.
Oh yeah, big time. And Itchy Pollen coming back down again. One thing we saw that last turn, the rule change a couple of years ago with Scarlet and Violet, declassifying Pokemon tools as item cards. We're seeing it again here. Both turns, we got a key tool that allowed us to pivot our Pokemon, which we can only play because they're no longer called item cards. So it's an interesting consequence of some changes in the game. We got the Ampy very much taking out that Budew. Finally, prizes have been taken.
That makes me feel like they knew they were making that change when they wrote like Budew. Like, okay, let's bring back item lock for something like super cheap, but like, okay, we can't lock item tools behind it. So I don't know how far ahead they are in developing. Probably years, to be honest. They probably well, okay, knowing from print times, development times, like language and everything else, they are probably at least 1.5 to 2 years ahead in development. from where Japan is right now.
Oh, and we are just seeing another Lilius Clefairy get sniped down before it gets to take out a Dragapult. That's going to be really, really strong for our Dragapult player. Sorry to cut you off there. That was just an exciting swing.
It was a good. It was a swing that you exactly wanted to do, because that Thank You Very Much is nowhere near as strong as that Clefairy is right now. And
nope. And we're gonna need to see that boss out of our Joltik player to target down something for that amp to keep the prize tempo going. But it's really unfortunate losing the Clefairy like that. But we just have no way to respond to Dragapult.
Well, the amount of bosses orders they play, they could possibly get something off this Pokegear pretty easily.
Eventually, yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, like they now have to find one of the 2 remaining bosses, or they're just going to have a low impact attack.
Will Garb see a reprint though? That is something Chad is asking. I think we'll see a new Garbodor. I don't know if we'll see Garbotoxin.
I would like to see Garbotoxin.
As much as I would like to see it, part of me just feels like they're not going to bring it back. But then again, they just brought back Dino Motor, like 100% one-to-one print.
They brought back a 1-to-1 reprint of Dino Motor, so you never know. And they have reprinted Garbotoxin before, not the exact Dragon's Exalted Garbotoxin, but they printed another Garbodor with an ability called Garbotoxin once before, so you never know.
Man, if they reprint it entirely the same, I've got Garbotoxins, I've got to go get out my expanded bulk.
Please don't reprint it word for word the same. I'm annoyed that they reprinted Electric verbatim.
Part of it is with like just the way things are going with like numbers. It's gonna hurt because like what Garbodor's what 100 HP.
The Dragon's Exalted one is, yep.
We'll checking everything.
Yeah, Dragon's Exalted Garbodor is 100 HP.
Yep, 100 HP. Like that's so.
Doubt me. Oh, I know my Garbodor. We have 3 Dracloak to play.
Oh, it would be a dark type now too, because they've been printing Garbodor as a dark type.
That's true. That could very well be a change if they do. Since Poison has kind of been stuck under the umbrella of darkness. Umbrella of Darkness sounds so dramatic, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, that would make a great set if they did more than 2 words.
Umbrella of Darkness?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would be a good set name. Like, but all the set names are almost always 2 words.
Yeah, when was the last time we had a 3-word set?
Like, I guess you could technically say Scarlet and Violet's 3 words, but
that's true. The first one that came to mind for me was Call of Legends back in 2011.
Yeah, because I'm looking, it's like Journey Together, Searching Sparks, Twilight Masquerade, McDonald's Match Battle 2023. I don't know.
There we go.
No, Champion's Path, Rubble, Dragon's Majesty, Broken Bonds,
Sun and Moon, Guardians Rising,
Lost Thunder.
I was going in order.
I'm just going down. I'm just literally going down, looking like Breakpoint and Breakthrough were single word ones.
Yep.
Flashfire was another single word one.
Yep.
All right, do they get out of this? Crispin and Irvin. Oh, they just do, because they got rid of the Genesect.
Yeah, but we're only taking 1 prize here.
Oh, that's right. I thought they needed more than 1 prize.
No, it was just stall play.
100% stall. Ooh. Yeah, I am not finding anything. Like, we had Call of Legends is the closest, and even then, some people would fight you that "of" is not a word to put into it.
I will step up and fight that "of" is a word.
We have project managers at work who will fight that. We'll say "of" is not a word.
I will fight any one of them, and I'll win.
Our copywriters try to fight it. Let's go ahead and move ourselves up to JMU Boys game and see how that's going. Part of the reason why they fight it is like they trying to fight Google on it and be like, well, of doesn't count, and so like they're trying to get on our word counts for ads, and so they want like of as like an extra descriptor or something, and like it's just the dumbest fights in the world.
That does sound rather silly. Oh, there's our Terrapagos player who's 3-0. I've been wanting to see them. I said in the beginning I want to see Terrapagos do well.
There we go. Well, it was still a very well played game, and like it seemed like both you and your opponent just had I wouldn't say a horrible start, but it wasn't a good start.
All right, so scary position for the Raging Bolt player. That is a... Oh, never mind. We're going to knock out the Pheasantipity. We don't need to take out that very, very bulky Blood Moon Ursaluna. So we're doing the best case scenario, taking out a 2-prizer with a 1-prizer, saying, okay, ball's in your court, Terrapagos. You got to find a way to take 2 prizes. But they don't have a Hoot Hoot, so they have to just kind of have easy access to it without Noctowl. They didn't slam the Blood Moon active, so it makes me think they don't have it right away. They have to dig for it. What do they have? This Blood Moon Ursaluna has functionally, 320 HP because of the Bouffalant in play?
Yes.
Oh, Io. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's never good.
They don't have their Pheasantipity to help them dig. There's a Lily's Clefairy. They're just restarting, so they are not going to be able to win the game this turn. But with a 1-card hand plus a Mew, there's no guarantee that the Raging Bolt player is going to take it home.
They do have Night Stretcher will get
knockout. Is there a Pheasantipity in discard for the Raging Bolt player?
Possibly, but they can also grab an energy that gets them at least to 280.
That's not enough, though.
No.
Not with that Bouffalant.
But at least gets them one more card they can draw here, or the Pheasantipity.
Yeah, I think Pheasantipity is probably the best option. Dig deep. Okay, Sada. Sada's big. They just need another ancient Pokemon. Ultra Ball probably gets them there if they have any left. All right, decide carefully. Probably pitch the Judge in the Area 0.
Ditto.
Uh-oh. That's not an ancient Pokemon. Falling just a little tiny bit short, but they could still draw the energy. Or wait, oh, there it is. Okay, that will bring it home. So seeing that play last turn, the Slitherwing taking out the Pheasantipity was a huge tempo swing. And remembering that they need to do. They need to get through that Bouffalant, so discarding 5 energy instead of 4, and there they go, taking it home. R.I.P. Terrapagos.
My turtle boy.
Their shorts are so good. You're not even wearing shorts. Relax, pants. You're a fraud. Sorry, I'm being very dramatic. It's late.
I know. I'm overly dramatic at night as well. Or I get overly quiet. It's actually the funniest thing is like you can watch one of these broadcasts, like the Fridays especially. You can tell, like I even look at like the chat thing. You can tell when everyone's getting tired and it's just kind of watching because it's like why does your chat fall off at like 3 a.m? I'm like, because it's 3 a.m.
It's 3 a.m. Come on.
What did you expect? It's like,
Um, carry on. I'm sorry.
huh?
Well, okay. There's a pause in conversation. Let me actually take a quick second to run out, get some more water. I've been doing a lot of talking. I need to stay hydrated, so
Oh yeah,
I'll be right back.
Take as long as you need. I will talk about whatever I can find.
Chat, I'm so sorry. Try not to miss me too much. I'll be back soon. I promise.
Hey, look, Jamie Boy redeemed random facts. So that gives me something to talk about, anyways. Random fact. I'm going to look up a baseball one because the Mariners won tonight, and that makes me happy. Oh, actually, no, that is a random fact I have. In 1992, the Nintendo bought the Seattle Mariners, who were on at the time on the verge of moving to Tampa Bay. The previous ownership had made new uniforms a few years before and did not put the name Seattle on any of them, only putting the S on the hat. And the reason why they did that is because if they moved, it would be easier to replace the hats with a new letter than the jerseys with a whole new city. Cheaper than that. Because of that, when Nintendo bought the Mariners, they came and made a uniform or for a home set that said Seattle on it, and it essentially relaunched the season. They had a new opening day and everything, and did that purely so that everyone in Seattle would know the Mariners would stay.
Did you miss me, chat? Because I missed you. I'm back.
They hit us with a random fact, so I give them one about baseball.
Oh, okay. Well, I could give random facts for days, but
Go for it.
You dropped a baseball one. We're good. No. That's for next time. We got to redeem another one.
Okay. Yeah, here, I'll show the jersey though. I'll show the jersey that I was talking about. This is it. Like, I've only found this out recently that this jersey here was like all that the Mariners in the early 90s and stuff never had the name Seattle on their jerseys until Nintendo bought them because the ownership wanted to move them to Tampa Bay. So it was weird. That jersey there is like impossible to get. It was like super short, super hard to get. Inactive players. We drop a few. Update the standings, and guess who is 4-0?
Cash at 4-0.
Cash is doing well. Cash,
what are the odds?
Cash. Oh my god! I should show you the points that Cash is at right now on the Doom Championship Series. At this point, I might as well just give him day 2. It's like you got it. You don't have to compete anymore.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that is quite a lot of points. I know. Cash is a powerhouse, but that is even more of a lead than I was expecting.
Like, he wants to compete in the Doom Worlds, but it's at a really bad time for him because this works great for him. The other ones don't. Like, he was like, oh yeah, I got to go out and get lunch. Great. Like, look at just so many of these he's like placed in. He's won 4 this year. 4 Tournament of Dooms. And then he took 26 on one of the regionals. And he's won one of these. And like he wants to do it, but it's a 2-day tournament. And so it's like, do I want to get up in the middle of the night 2 days in a row? But if he gets an automatic day 2 bid, then boom, there he goes. He can sleep in one day.
You know, speaking of time not being great for Cash, I commentate retro tournaments fairly regularly too. I'm actually doing one on Friday, and we've had some players from Japan show up in the middle of the night just because they wanted to play some retro Pokemon. So, I mean, if your heart is in the right place, you can make the weirdest times work.
Oh, it was like when Limitless started, when they did the first online tournaments, I was up at 4 a.m. playing those, starting. And then my wife, my Mrs. Doom would go out and she would go get Wendy's breakfast when it started, the breakfast baconator. So good.
The breakfast baconator. I remember that. Is that still a thing?
Yeah. Oh, their breakfast menu is still really good.
Gotcha. I haven't had Wendy's in years.
My youngest, who's nonverbal autistic, loves Wendy's. It's one of his favorite places to eat. Commentating with me tonight is Shining Espeon. I'm surprised the thing didn't pop up saying who it was.
Hello.
I should be also just making a command. Explanation.
I'm Kara, aka Shining Espeon. You can find me on Twitter at Shining Espeon3. I do a lot of Pokemon commentary. I talk a lot about retro Pokemon. I also talk about other card games I play, and I post pictures of my cats. So
I couldn't find my kitten in here. Should
I drop my cat in chat? What do you think, chat? Should I drop my cat?
Let me make sure you're VIP'd first. What's your Twitch name on here?
Just Shining Espeon.
It's not showing you in the Twitch chat for some reason. Let's see if it works.
I'm for sure here.
Try it now.
Here you go, chat. There's my cat.
It's got you VIP, so that way, you even have to have as an emote. That works too. But you got VIP, so now you got links, everything else, so you should be fine.
Yeah, I'm happy just dropping the emote. But
Mini Riri, thank you for the follow. I mean, technically, tournaments are in the middle of the night for me too. Technically,
yeah, it's a bit late for me.
It's 10:48, and we've got round 4 is about done. Like, at least the nice thing is, after that initial like issues starting, everything's smoothed out. Everything runs better.
Well, since I'm allowed to drop links, let me go ahead and drop a link to a cat picture I posted today. Boom! There we go. There's my Twitter with my cat.
I'll pop it up here.
Fresh picture. Actually, I might post that yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday, but
let me see if I can find the one Mrs. Doom posted on Blue Sky recently.
That's my cat with the 3 copies of Archelodon EX that I won in a giveaway. That was pretty exciting. Look at her go. She's gray, she loves to scream, and she has no teeth.
Oh, what happened to her teeth? Is age or?
Nope, she's young actually. She had to have her teeth removed because of a medical issue.
Oh, here you go. Here's my cat.
Hello there.
That's our kitten Fizzy. She's about 5 months old now.
Oh, she's beautiful. I love her so much.
She was a part. She was a donate. She was at our local animal shelter. She was with her. At the time, she was called Bubbles, and her sisters were Blossom and Buttercup. And part of me wanted to get all 3. They're all black. All 3 were black. But when Mrs. Doom went to get one of them, Fizzy was up there, like super active, wanting to be purring. We brought her home. She did like air biscuits for like the first 2 days, and I miss her when she made biscuits. But she's super friendly and she like lays with the family and just loves it. Like, I think tonight was the first night she hasn't actually slept on either myself or Mrs. Doom, but she slept in between us. While we watch, we're watching Shrinking right now. That's the series we're watching. And then someone asked, how many points needed for Doom Worlds? Anybody can play in Doom Worlds. It's the day 2 you're trying to reach. And that is the top 16 players in points minus anybody who wins a regional. So like the regional winners, they'll be up there in points. They automatically just cross them out and move like 17th up into 16th.
So speaking of cats, I'm going to be going out in the next week or so and looking to adopt another cat.
I would adopt so many cats. I won't lie, but we're limited to 2 pets at our house.
Yeah, I only have one right now. I lost my other cat in the beginning of this year, so been several months now, and I'm ready to get our household a little bit livelier again.
We lost our dog about a month ago, and
I'm sorry to hear.
We were already looking for a new animal, and that's when we found Fizzy. Like not even a few days after, like they hit us up. They're like, "Oh, we know you're looking for a black cat. Well, we have 3 of them." I'm like, "What?" It's like just timing. The weird thing is when I lost my cat Leonidas, we were already looking for a cat before then. Like we knew Leo's time and Zeus's time when he died was coming, so we were trying to get their, I would hate to say replacement, but bring them in so they'd meet each other, kind of thing, right? Transition and have it. And every time it was just like right after they passed away. Then that's when they're, I hate to say replacement. They're the new one came into our life. And it's happened twice.
Do you only have the one animal now? Then do you just have the one cat?
We have 2 cats. We have another cat named Star.
Oh, okay. I think someone in chat wants to see a picture of your other cat. It's me.
Real quick, people let me find a matchup, and then I'll find a picture of the other cat, because that one is more my oldest's cat, and they I have to find a photo of it real quick. But I'm also looking for us for a matchup real quick. Because we've had JMU Boy on, we've had Rolo. Cash is streaming his own stuff.
I wonder if we can get some of this Frostlass action in play. We have two of them at 4-0 now.
Alex Tominga is actually up against Cash, and then Simiao. It's up against JMU Boy. So actually, you know what? We just go to JMU Boy, and we would actually get one of the matches we want. So that just makes it easier. 100% easier that way.
Okay, just at the start of the match. Here we go.
All right, I'm trying to get a pop up. I have this dumb bug that's been happening with Discord, where it does when I upsize it, it doesn't want to. So I have to go in and like manually upsize it.
Okay, here we go. Who you got in this matchup? You have Frostlass or Raging Bolt?
Raging Bolt is less needing all the abilities so they could get there, but Frostlass, once those monkey dories get set up, that's so much damage moving every turn.
Yeah, I mean, we could theoretically see a really tight Raging Bolt board with just like all non-ability Pokemon. Just go for a bit of a slower start and just like, keep the abilities out of play, really limit the impact of the damage spread, and just punch with that little Raging Bolt. But don't see the little Raging Bolt hit and play yet. Just 2 Raging Bolt EX. So it's gonna be a little bit more awkward because likely we're gonna see a Raging Bolt player have to take a full 6 knockouts.
Yes, there's very, very little ways for them to do more than that. What they can do is, if they were able to get Baby Bolt out there, they could pick off stuff off the bench.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was hoping we would see the little Bolt, but maybe it's prize. I didn't see it when I was looking at the deck, but I only got a glimpse of it. So, but we may see a whole lot of Budew. Now I'm looking at this. Frostlass list, and they don't have any HP modifiers. So this Budew is going to go down to a single energy discard at the Raging Bolt. That's a bit of a shame. I would love to see a luxurious cape on the Budew to help enable the Monkey Dory, but doesn't seem like that's going to happen here. I do like. By the way, our Raging Bolt player did not bench the Hoot Hoot. They know the matchup that they're up against. Oh, okay. They know the matchup they're up against, and they are playing around it as best they can. And I was mistaken. There's the bravery charm in the deck. I must have been looking at the wrong list.
Right.
Let's see.
Black Bolt White Flares? Huh.
What's
All
going
I
on?
saw on that was like the date, and I realized there was a new major set coming out, and I've been having trouble trying to get the next Doom regional up. And I went, oh no, this works great.
Oh, there it is. Okay, that's on me. I wasn't scrolling down far enough. That's me embarrassed right there. There are bravery charms in the list. Okay.
Crispin is coming in so clutch right now.
Yeah, Crispin's been just a huge card this format. I need to get more. I need to get more copies of it.
I have 4. I'm looking for reverse hollows, but I also know probably our next set we get of the prize packs is probably going to have the cosmic in it. I'm like,
So, you know me. I like my my alt art, full arts. So, I got
That
2
one.
of the fancy Crispin from Prismatic Evolution, but
those ones are so nice.
I only got
though.
2 so far. Oh, they are beautiful. All right, I am now coming down.
I fell in love with the cosmic hollows for supporters, and that's what I've been playing.
I like Cosmic Hollows a lot. I don't like the stamps that the prize pack cards have. They aren't for me. So
Yeah. They are for me. I don't know why, but like the only one I don't have that doesn't have the one I have that doesn't have the prize pack stamp on it is the Ionos. It's got that Iono stamp on it.
Oh, that's even better.
I hear. See, now we got that set up now where they're getting multiple out there.
Yep. I mean that's gonna be some nice damage to throw around, but only one Frostlass. It's not coming in as fast as they'd probably like. All right. Deciding that the consistency offered by the Hoot Hoot is worth the risk. They know they can turn on the Noctowl whenever they want. They just have to grab the Ogerpon. But it's a little bit dicey because once they do, there's another Pokemon with an ability on the bench. And another one still with the Noctowl. But an awkward position here, though. This Munkidori only have 20 damage apiece. We are just not threatening anything yet. We can't even knock out a Hoot Hoot. So you find the one Luminous Energy and a Counter Catcher to Mind Bend, but it's a long shot, I'd say. Oh, there's the Luminous Energy. All right.
Are we going to see? We're going to see a mind bend.
I have to imagine we're not going to see a knockout of the Hoot Hoot like I joked about. I have to imagine we're going to go for that confusion and try to buy us a little bit more time. That's a tricky thing about this deck. You do need to kind of get the ball rolling, and with only the one Frostlass, we're a little bit slower on our damage output. Oh, are we going to see Budgies come back?
I kind of like the confusion play though.
I think I do too. Oh, the Calamitous Snowy Mountain. That's a great card. Whenever a player puts an energy on any of their basic non-water Pokemon that take 2 damage counters, that's going to make it harder to do this thing they've been doing where they're chaining the bolts. But we're seeing a stall. Grabbing the no energy bolt and saying, okay, you need more to attack me next turn. So maybe they're starting to buy the time they need. Now, of course, there's that Sada in hand, but not a guarantee that they're going to be able to do what they need to do. And here come the Adrena Brains. Only 2 because we only managed to get energy on 2 Munkidori. We put our Luminous energy on the Munkidori who already had energy, so
I felt
find
so
another
weird.
darkness energy for that third Munkidori. Here we go. Here's the Sada powering up those bolts. And there's the Latias. Free retreat. We do get to attack, but now we have an ability in play. And the damage is starting to add up with that Calamitous Snowy Mountain. Now, of course, it might be too little too late. Our Raging Bolt player has taken 4 prizes now to 0. But the damage is accumulating. We'll see how things go.
Because this deck will and can take like 4 to 5 prizes a turn.
Oh, and probably aims to. So those Ino are strong longer into the game. Okay, so we see a potential 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 damage coming out of a Munkidori. There's not really a world where we're knocking out this Raging Bolt. Even with the Mind Bend, we're still not knocking out the Raging Bolt. So we need to make a decision about what our game plan is, because still in the damage accumulation stage. Now this deck does have that Maractus in there, and honestly, the Maractus is not terrible when we're relying on the Latias for a retreat. I would not mind seeing a Maractus bench, a countercatcher on the Latias, and a corner. That might be a great way to buy the time that we need. Okay, we see a couple pieces. If they already have the Maractus in hand, then the Earthen Vessel plus the Escape Board gets in there. So let's see what happens. Nope. Energy on the Munkidori. So are we going to see the Mind Bend?
Gotta see the Mind Bend this time.
I would love to see a Mind Bend this game. Just slowly whittling away at this Raging Bolt. Still, though, only going to go up to 200.
Unfair stamp, okay.
Unfair stamp. All right, down to 2 cards in hand. Are they good? Earthen Vessel's not bad, but Squawkabilly's not great. I mean, potentially we could see a Squawkabilly attack to get more energy into play, but I can't imagine that's where we want to be at this stage in the game. The Squawkabilly is a big liability with its low HP and its ability. Our Frostlass Munkidori player needs to figure out something, though, because currently, I meing, there's just they are poised to give up another prize immediately, and being down to just 1 prize without that much damage in play is a scary position to be in. So the Buddy Poffin may be trying to grab another Budew. They run 3, but did not. Yep. They must have prized the 3rd Budew. They were not quite on top of their prizes. And just the Mind Bend. Going to put this to a confusion flip. Oh, hold on.
They should be able to hard retreat here and take a KO.
Am I mistaken? Is that Raging Bolt confused? Oh, it is. It's just not upside down. Okay, that's an animation.
That's one of the bad things about live is like when they're confused, it just doesn't look like. Now, depending on what happens here, they didn't even take the KO. Oh.
They must did they misclick?
They had a misclick or they missed math.
Yeah, maybe they messed up their math. That's going to be a big swing. Buying the extra turn is huge.
Because they can move damage off here. And depending if they can find a bear and another energy, they could also knock out this active Raging Bolt.
Yeah, I mean, they could knock out 2 bolts at once. That would be a big swing. Leave the Raging Bolt player with just a Hoot Hoot, a Latias, an Energy, and a Prayer. Okay, so they're probably looking to take 2 prizes. Yep, taking 2 prizes and seeing what they get. All right, let's see what they prioritize. So are they going to move? They're going to move all 30. They're prioritizing healing the Monkey Dory over conserving the damage counters as a resource, which I suppose makes sense. They have access to plenty of damage counters at this point. They get what they need off the prizes. Seven cards is a lot of options, but no guarantee they have it. In the tank, so it's hard to say. I do feel like if they had the Blood Moon Ursaluna, I mean, this is a scenario where you slam it, right? I can't imagine not dropping that thing if you have access to the Blood Moon attack.
And
just another Mind Bend. All right. Well, I mean, it's a much scarier position than last turn now, with no backup bolt or anything. So that turn they bought is a big deal. But here comes the Pheasantipede EX. Gonna get a few more cards for a Raging Bolt player. They are officially saying, okay, I don't care about abilities. I'm trying to set up checkmate. But checkmate is a little dicey when they're not even guaranteed their attack this turn. Flipping the script. And we got the Sada, but no backup bolt, and we're hesitating. We might just judge instead. But that not a feel good judge.
Like you want to put that knockdown down, but you can't.
Oh, we are judging. Setting up to attack with the Pheasantipede potentially. That's interesting. There's a Slitherwing. I bet we would love to have that before, but are we gonna risk it with the attack? I feel like we have to, right?
And we get the heads.
And heads. All right. They have been lucky with their flips. Unlucky with their math, maybe, but lucky with their flips, certainly.
Now, setting up the Pheasantipede does give them a chance here to just win the game after Ursaluna. So, like, Ursaluna's active now. But we know they're sitting on the Crispin.
Yeah, they have that they have that kind of the potential checkmate scenario in their hand. If the Ursaluna knocks out the Raging Bolt, all they need to do is Crispin, power up the Pheasantipede, and shoot down that bench. All right, 5 cards. What are we going to see? I'm surprised that we haven't seen the Latias corner strategy come down. Am I missing something? To me, that seems like such a winning option to go for.
I think that's what I would be trying to go for too.
Okay, so it's not just me. I'm not just overlooking something crucial.
Nope. I own no bear. That's another possibility.
Yeah, I definitely want to disrupt that hand. We are likely well aware that our opponent has those Crispin in the deck. Don't want to risk it. Pokegear. All right, what's it going to be? Heard me.
There is
the Iono. All right, but do we have the Blood Moon Ursaluna? Oh, this is so tense. Okay, another Monkey Dory. That's fun. That's all well and good, but they're not just going for it, which makes me think they don't have what they need just yet. Oh, just playing the Iono, hoping 4 cards gets him there. Oh, the Mew EX. Another ability, so it's risky, but I mean, getting out of Iono right away is really good. All right. We're doing our Adrena Brains. God, just a slow death with these Monkey Dory. Do we even have a way to attack, or are we just going to have to leave a Monkey Dory chilling in the active and pass? That would be not ideal, but it might be what we're priced into. In fact, we don't have a way to attack because the one luminous energy in the deck is gone. Yep, that's it. It's just a pass. All right. Oh! The Sada is huge. Now it's still going to be come down to a flip if we Sada, but we are now. Oh my goodness! That's
so much.
I think that's checkmate. I think they if they have everything they need they want in the deck, they can guarantee it. Oh, they haven't used the Prime Catcher yet.
Yeah,
that's why they go for the Maractus strategy. Yep, that is a checkmate. All right. And Sada to lock it down. All right, just really tight, disciplined play out of a Raging Bolt player. They messed up with their math a little bit, misclick maybe, whatever it is, but they
never
still
punished.
Pulled it down, pulled it out. By the way, I like what they did there. I like on the final attack, so like I'm not leaving anything to chance. I'm just discarding everything, doing as much damage as I can.
Yes, that's what you should be doing. That's what you should always do.
Oh, absolutely. Overkill. For that final attack, just make sure you get the job done.
All right, we'll move us real quick to the Caster Cave. And we're up to the standings here, and we'll see where everyone is at. What is doing well? Sadly, nothing there. Nothing there for the Frostless Monkey Dory. Are we going to end up? No, we will have another 5-0. Okay, we will have another 5-0.
A win from our Terrapagos player, though. They're up to 4-1.
So we do have Cash coming 5-0. JMU Boy 5-0. Then we have Mr. Bach, I believe, is playing the other 4-0. HBJ Trevo, that's in our 4-0. So we will have, I think 6-0. We will have 2 6-0s. This next one, yeah. Well, we have a possibility of having 2 6-0s, but we also have the possibility of not. So I think we'll only have 3 5-0s. But in the end, we should still end up with 1 7-0 and 1 very much the champion. I am still salty about my last challenge taking second.
Yeah.
Because of that?
There's no world where we end up without a 7-0.
No. We always end up with a 7-0. It's
okay, perfect.
It's like anything over, I want to say 80 or something like that, always ends up with a 7-0. Like, I was watching the numbers and like, did we kick it down to 6 or not? Got there. So surprisingly, Melodic Farragraph 4-1.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, haven't really noticed it all night, but there it is, 4-1.
And the only reason they're 4-1 is they missed the first round.
Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. Maybe they have the silver bullet deck. 4 Monkey Dory. I mean, the only thing that could better encapsulate this format than 4 Monkey Dory is if there was also Badu in the list.
Very close. Very close. I mean, they got the League Headquarters. Like, I'm sitting here, like, I'm thinking about it. Like, do I want to put League Headquarters into my deck? I've been playing Jamming Tower in one of them. And I'm like,
League Headquarters is a great card. It won the first regional of the season.
I mean, if everything's swinging back that way, that with a lot of basics like Raging Bolt, I mean, it works. But Raging Bolt usually plays enough stadiums to win the stadium war.
Sure, but you got to make them have it, right?
That is true.
I mean, you do the classic thing. Sure, they have a lot of stadiums, but you just slam your stadium and then you INO them, and maybe they whiff.
Bunch of 4-1s. I think, let's see, 3-1 drop, 3-1 drop. Do we have anyone who was undefeated drop that causing an issue? Nope. 03, 03, 01, 01. I've done the 01 drop. I do need to play some of these though. I need to get some more like actual practice in.
You've done the 0-1 drop, you said?
Oh yeah. My
have
worst.
Have you done like the 1-0 drop or the 2-0 drop?
I have actually, because I've had to like I started playing and then I've had to opponents said they prized Ursaluna and Maractus.
Oh, that explains some things.
But yeah, it was just
Stellar Wish. Henry Chow ran a Pokemon League headquarters in the Gardevoir list he won Baltimore with at the start of the season. He had ran one stadium to grab off of his secret box, and it was Pokemon League headquarters.
which I mean is a good card. There's a version of Dragapult out there with hammers going around that plays like 3 League headquarters.
Oh, Dragapult Hammers sounds just vicious.
Well,
yeah, Maractus would have been a monster if it hadn't been prized. You know, just trap that Latias and then force out the Prime Catcher. Do it again. What happens then?
Yeah, Maractus would probably soloed the whole thing. We are still waiting on 2 matches. Let's actually see what those pairings are. It is what? Dragapult? Come on. Actually, you know what? That is actually a very difficult it can be a very difficult mirror. But I mean at the same time, see how close their lists are. Fairly close.
It's very true, Stellar Wish. Henry has been chowing down on this on this game all year. I mean, he's just been on fire. He started with his top 8 at NAIC, and then he just won 3 regionals. This is just such a wild run.
All right, I had to explain this once. I also Splinter_PR. I think I said thank you for the follow. I'm just double check. Some people were like, I think it was actually Mrs. Doom saying, why after you win 1, why would you keep going to these regionals and trying to win? Well, I'm like, first $10,000, you know.
Yep.
And second,
love of the game.
And then third, less people in worlds, more of a chance for you to win. You know, that's slightly different numbers. Because you're going
I am all for people just winning events to win events, even small events. Like, hey, if you're maxed out on points and you want to keep playing cups, play the cups. Play your cups. If you win those cups with a smile. Don't let anyone guilt you out of it.
Well, part of it is stipend chasing. They still have to play in cups and everything.
Oh, for sure. There's pragmatic reasons as well, but you know, I'm just saying, like, people who are maxed out on their cup points often get pressured into conceding for points to other players. But like, I mean, I am a big advocate for if you want to play in the tournament, play in the tournament. If you want to win the tournament, just play to win, and don't let anyone make you feel bad about it.
I know some people do it where they once they get their cups maxed out, then they start playing their very experimental decks. Like if they're not chasing, they'll just come in with experimental stuff. Like, okay, does this work? Does this work? Can I play this and get practice in with other things? But they want to play the game. But now, like if they're not chasing stipend, it's like, okay, so much lower pressure, and it's just like I'm going to go in and I'm going to play the Blissey deck and see how much I actually think about it. Or
Jacoby, that is exactly my mentality. If I pay an entry fee, however much, I am taking that tournament equally seriously. I am playing to win every single time.
Sheldon Warrior, real quick. Cash has the Volcanion in. It's been a math fix for certain things without having to play something like any of the bands or Defiance Band or anything, because a lot of times you're ahead. So you use the Volcanion, you burn gets you like an extra 20 damage, and a lot of times that fixes the math. Like against Dragapult.
Okay.
Chow could do this for a living, probably. Very. This is something to be honest with a lot of people, is that playing Pokemon and having a living isn't for everybody. And like, and when I say isn't for everybody, I mean like 99% of the players out there. Some people can, and they will be, and they can do it for years. But like, I'm not going to quit my job now and go and try to play Pokemon professionally.
Even the players who do it professionally, like, I mean, they're not just getting by on their winnings. They have sponsorships and they have their Metafy going on. Like, it's I've had some friends do the pro Pokemon thing, and it is even if you're really good, it's not easy.
Oh, just useful foil trainer cards. Oh, depending on our area, we have so many different places that do good prizes and other ones that do bad. The challenge I went to that I took second, thanks to Resistance, even though I beat the guy, but because I beat the guy at 2-1 and went to go into 3-1, I kicked his Resistance up even higher. This victim of my own success. I by the end of the day walked out with 8 prize packs, and I paid $5 to get in. I've played other challenges where I've paid like $15 to $20 to get in, and I've gone like first or second, and I walk away with like 2 Journey Together packs.
I don't even play in a tournament that's more than maybe $10. We fortunately have some nice cheap cups in my area, and when I'm feeling a cup, I look for one that is $10, and I look for one that's best of one.
Always
I'm not looking for. Gotta be best of one.
I know some place they ran best of 3 in Swiss, and they tried to run best of 1 in Top Cut.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, also, Top Cut has to be like a real time limit. I made Top Cut in a cup, and it was 50-minute best of 3 in Top Cut. I was like, I don't even want to play this. I don't play regionals because I don't like 50-minute best of 3. You're telling me I have to do this in this cup that I came to? Terrible.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot Gun.
You say best of one is gross. No. I'm not trying to be there all day at a cup. I wanna get my rounds done. I wanna get to my Top Cut. I'm not interested in parking and spending all day there. I want to get moving.
We have one cup, one that was ran for the longest time. It was always late. It was hard to play through. It wasn't very good for it.
Jacoby, I like your mentality.
That is
absolutely. Knock it out the park every time if you can.
But at least for those baseball players, you also have the physicality of it. And we've had players like do that against a position player pitching and torn their bicep. At least in Pokemon, you don't tear your bicep shuffling your cards, and then someone's going to come in chat and go, "Yeah, I did."
Stellar Wish. If I break twice in 2 consecutive rounds in Swiss and get knocked out of Top Cut contention, you know what I call that? Call that getting my weekend back. Like, all right, hey, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. I get to go home. I'm here for this. Can settle in, maybe watch a movie. I'm chilling.
It gives me times like if it happens, like I will play out my rounds, and then maybe I will go out and get dinner or something. Like it just
definitely.
Mrs. Doom's like, take your time, and like different ones like I don't know what, like pre-releases never take long, at least for that, and like challenges they can move pretty fast around here. Yeah, it depends on also again like just the organizer. Like we have the super slow one where they would say the tournament starts at noon and it didn't actually start until like 1:30. That was some of the worst ones. It's like, cool, I guess we're not moving at any time. Come on. How is this last match taking so long? Oh, it's Gardevoir versus Dragapult Charizard. How is this still taking that long? Well, Mrs. Doom is a W wife, and we've been together 15 years now. So
15 years, my goodness.
yeah, coming up on 16.
I keep seeing my name pop up highlighted in the chat. I'm like, what I do? But it's the stream reminding everyone, hi, I'm Shining Espeon, everybody.
Sometimes I want to go into these chats of the games that do take up to the thing and be like, what is wrong with you two? Especially when like they check in on time and it looks like they get the game going like super fast.
I just give them both a tie. Let's just move on.
I've been wanting to press that DGL button for a while. I've definitely thought about trying to run a Japanese style tournament, but then I get plenty of Japanese players and they said no, please don't. I'm looking to get away from.
They try to get away from that.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? That's fine. That's legit. I just want to see double game losses. That's all.
All right, chat. Let's get a little action going. What's your favorite Pokemon TCG deck of all time? Or if you play other TCGs, what's your favorite TCG deck you've ever played? Let's get some discussion going. How about you, Doom? What's your favorite deck you've ever played?
Ever played? I have to go back. I would have to say it's a tie between ADP-zation, which sounds some people are going to be like, oh my god, that's horrifying, but I had some of my best play because of that deck, but also Dawn Wings Necrozma with Malamar.
Okay, I see one person say Parisian Genesect. One person say TDK. Okay, a couple people from definitely
deck was
right up my alley.
Kappa.
Someone else said Archie's Blastoise. So I was more of a regular Tropical Beach Blastoise fan, but hold on. You can't call it TDK if you're running all the colorless stuff though. Were you running like the Kyurem too? I mean, was it truly TDK or was it the colorless plasma deck that was a thing back in the day? That was a whole different deck.
Round 6 is up, and as soon as I press it, the people called Judge saying I just won.
Oh, the Pidgeotto control deck, JMU. That's good taste. I adored that deck. I played so much Pidgeotto control. But yeah, Stellar Wish. I love where your heart's at. I loved Plasma a lot. I played it so much. Back in the day when people called that deck the Yeti, I thought that name was very silly.
All right, we need to find a match.
Okay.
Who can we reach out to that I know? Because Cash is playing JMU Boy, which would be Joltik versus Raging Bolt, but I'd like to get something else on before we see that again. Gassy 165. I want to. That's Zoroark Mirror.
Oh goodness, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I waited for them, and then like as soon as I pressed paired up, they're like, "Oh, we got a winner." And it's like, "Oh, come on." Nico, actually. Oh no, that's almost just a pure win for Wall there.
Shout out to Meta Knight. That was a super fun deck.
Don't know if Mr. Man, it's like some of these matches are all ones we've had. You know what? I'll see if Chingpak can.
Yes, let's get that Terapagos.
Let me see if I can find him real quick.
I'll say this, chat. I liked Verzian Genesect, but I liked specifically the list I was playing in Cities 2013. I played a kind of a spicy list back then, and it was great into the meta. I did well with it in my local cities, but I didn't like the more streamlined Verzian Genesect list that started doing really well later in that season that ended up winning worlds and all that. I thought those lists were not as exciting.
Also, anyone who is in chat who is playing in the tournament and just can stream, jump into a table. We will put you on for this round because, like, I would prefer to put like JMU Boy or Ask Cash for the finals. Like, win. Like, this is the round. Like, just jump in. I'm just asking. Like, we prefer like a fun matchup, but I mean, how many is there really? Like, and even then, like, I don't even know if players would be able to.
I also love Flygon Excelgor.
Oh, Zoro Garb was good. Oh my god. Also Zoro Crab.
I was a Zoro Golisopod fan. I was a huge
Thank you.
Golisopod fan. I'm going to drop my top 5 in chat too because I'm enjoying this a lot.
All right, that's what fellas looks like they can. So let's go ahead and jump down and see how their game's going. Yeah, drop your top 5 in chat.
I'm doing it. I'm working on it.
Yeah, like part of the reason I also said ADP is like I got my Limitless page because of ADP, even though it was an online tournament at the time, but still it got me it. So this is Hydrapple Ogerpon versus Charizard Dusknoir. Actually, we just walked into a really cool match. All
right, there's my top 5 off the top of my head. No particular order except Dragtro number 1 for sure.
I could never get into Mew VMAX. I know how good it was, and like I respected it. I just could never play it.
Oh, I loved it, especially after we got Forest Sealstone. Because as soon as we got Forest Sealstone, it's just like all in on Fusion Mew. Because all the issues I had with Fusion Mew, that card just fixed. Okay, let's focus on the game. I'm sorry, Chad. I want to keep talking about these old decks that I love, but that's what my Twitter's for. Follow me on Twitter. But meanwhile, we have 4 to 4 prizes already.
Yeah,
we had some Dusknoir action happening here.
100%. That's what happened.
Jacoby, yes, I loved Empoleon Dusknoir. I made 3rd place at a city championship with it before Miltank came out. But huge soft spot for that deck.
Oh, Rapid Strike. That's another one for me. I'm surprised it didn't go after the Charmeleon.
I am as well. So this is just a very fast-paced game.
I know, they're just trading back and forth because we had it like a KO, and then they took a KO, and then they Dusclops and took a KO, and now they got the Charizard. But even then, oh yeah, you know what? I would. I don't know if it would have been better to go after.
Oh, this is a Hydrapple EX.
Yeah, Ogerpon.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Ogerpon Hydrapple.
Pardon me.
Oh, I realize that's Legacy Energy on.
Yep.
Oh, this price trade is just going to be the same.
Very, very unfortunate for the Charizard player, but they have to get rid of something because these Ogerpon are such a threat. There's another one on the bench ready to go. I mean, I wonder if you we already just got to do it. Really unfortunate. Legacy Energy truly coming in clutch here. I did play some Urshifu Cinccino at the back in the day. The deck was never quite as good as I wanted it to be, but it was cool.
That was kind of a fun deck. Pikarom, one of my favorite decks. That got me into the Team Challenge. Pikarom also carried me in Players Cup. Got me top 16 North America in the first Players Cup.
My my former coworker made, I want to say, top 4 at Players Cup 4.
Trying to remember who was all in the top cut of that.
That was the one that Alex Szymanski won.
Yeah, that was the one where I met Tyson from. That was also Players Cup 1 was the one where I got stream sniped really bad, and I regretted streaming my run on that.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, cost me. I beat, who did I beat?
This is a rough situation. This our Ogerpon players down to 1 prize left, and we have a response Ogerpon ready to go on the bench. I don't see a lot of hope for our Charizard player here. This just seems like a brutally bad matchup.
Like they needed to get the the Dusknoirs up like earlier, or that Legacy Energy actually just kind of flipped the whole thing.
The Legacy Energy was definitely backbreaking. They'd be in a position to win the game this turn, if not for that.
Alex won the 4th one. It was Natalie Miller, or however you say her.
Yeah,
who won the first one.
Yeah, I was talking Players Cup 4 when I said Alex Szymanski won. That was the one where my coworker made, I think it was top 4. Played a Mewtwo and Mew GX deck for like the first wave, and then for the finals played Shadow Rider.
I kind of wish like they'd bring that back, or Team Challenge. I think Players Cup would be better, especially during the off season.
Interesting. Boss taking out the Duskull.
Oh, it doesn't matter whether they bossed up. They were
Yeah,
just
they just had knockout on everything, right?
Yeah,
including the Chiyu.
That was an extremely fast game.
It sure was.
Were
all the games that fast?
I guess we're going to look at JMU boys game now. Like, I don't mind like following someone like through a whole tournament kind of thing. Just sometimes I like to give the chance to the viewers to see more than just that per player / deck, which we just came into and they just won anyways.
Oh.
Like I didn't even get a chance to get it on screen.
Benched out their lone Joltik, it looks like. All right, well, that was a game, chat.
Yeah. Back to the Caster's Cave.
You know, the one thing I'm so sorry to say this to you, Doom. I know I'm coming after your heart here. One of the big things I have beef with Zacian as a Pokemon about was that Zacian V just ruined ADP. ADP pre-Zacian V was a cool deck. Was a slower deck, had like the Keldeo GX and the Cryogonal text and everything. And it was really interesting. But as soon as the Zacian came, it just became the bulldozer deck that its reputation kind of suggests now. And probably inevitably it would have become that deck eventually anyway. But just it getting a heavy hitter in Zacian and more energy acceleration and Metal Saucer all at once just felt so like backbreaking. And it was such a shame that a cool kind of like control deck morphed into that.
Like, I won't disagree that ADP Z was very meta defining, if not overpowered. And like when
And it's
Zacian,
all Zacian's fault. Zacian needs to go to jail.
and Zacian was extremely good. Like if you notice, they still kind of try to depower Zacian in certain ways, and then like Gardevoir came out, and it's like, oh yeah, here's my big hitter now. Like there is bad Zacians, but there's not a lot of bad Zacians.
So I saw don't forget Drampa. Which Drampa are we talking about? Because I don't remember ADP running a Drampa.
I don't either. Gosh, Fire Poison 8th. Also, someone earlier, Twitch was freaking me out. Typed in Yu-Gi-Oh! I put Yu-Gi-Oh! As a banned word like years ago, and I just don't feel like replacing it. So it's not like you said a bad word. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a banned word for whatever reason. The joke's as old as the channel.
Are we not allowed to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Then?
No, you are. It's just like it was a joke one night. And I was like, I'm going to ban some words, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Was one of them.
Okay, the Dragon Arcana Drampa. I don't think I ever saw anyone. I remember using that card, but okay, that makes sense because it just does a casual 140 after you power it up with your ADP. That makes sense. Well, 140 plus the modifiers. Anyway, shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh! That game is in a tremendous place right now. It's in the middle of such a good format. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I just think the game rolls.
Did you see the Twitter post about like Pokemon players bullied them so much that they now get cash pricing over their old pricing?
That's so annoying that people are saying that. That's not true at all. We've had some dedicated people, a lot of dedicated people in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community advocating tirelessly for better pricing in the community. Pokemon players think that everything revolves around them with that, but that's not true at all. I got under my skin when I saw that post. So that was a garbage post.
I just giggled and moved on.
Now I'm tired of the nonsense that a small handful of people are throwing at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. That's a cool game with a lot of lovely people that I've gotten to know over the years, and I'm gonna stand up for that community.
The only issue I've ever had with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. It was one time I went to a card shop and it smelled really bad. And that was it. But that just seems to be one of those things that it varies by game because I've walked in on Magic players with the same problem. And one time I walked into a Weiss Schwartz tournament of all things, and it smelled worse than the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. Oh,
the most unpleasant situation I had with a player hygiene wise was at a Pokemon regional. So it's not a fun conversation.
No.
12 fella, I 100% agree. They definitely need to do better pricing for the Pokemon games that are not just TCG. Especially considering they give like TCG like paraphernalia to those players. Very silly.
Weiss Schwartz's anime fans and TCG players. Oh my god, have you seen some of the Weiss Schwartz card prices? They put Pokemon to shame.
I have not. I was given I was working at Gen Con a couple years ago, and someone gave me a Weiss Schwartz like starter set or something, and I still have it somewhere. But
I'm looking at it right now. What's the highest price card they have on TCG Player? Their highest price single card that's available right now. They've had more that are even higher. $1,800 for a single card from Rascal Does Not Dream series.
Dear God.
And that's available. That's not counting things that are unavailable that they've had previously. Because there's been way higher ones on there. Like, I'm gonna see if they give me out of stock or not. I don't think it even shows out of stock because like it's just not there. But we've had like $6,000 cards where it's like autographed VTuber or something, and just
Cash. I'm sorry for your loss. That was brutal.
It was. Like we came in right at the end too.
Yeah, jumped in, put it on stream, and then boom, bye Joltik. Oops.
Yeah. Didn't even get a chance to transition over from on my thing on my little board here. So I didn't get to do that cool swipey thing. I was just done. I was like, cool. Don't even press that button.
All right, let's go. We got
like 5 matches
some people
left.
done. Let's just get this wrapped up. Let's
And
go,
row.
everyone.
Or let's see how. Oh, we have 4 1s. They're almost all 4 1s.
Okay, let's go, Trompicos. Win your match or not, but let's get on with this.
Ooh, that sounds bad. Joltik and Mew.
Joltik and Mew. That just sounds like a Night March.
I remember when I came back and people were like, "Yeah, Night March." I'm like, "What's Night March?" Like, "Oh, you didn't have to play against it." I was like, "Okay."
That was a fun deck. Battle Compressor enabled some very creative deck building and very intricate turns. I like Night March. Night March was cool. It was a little bit too strong for a lot of like the 2015 to 2016 format, but it didn't end up winning a Worlds in either of the 2 years it was played. Came close, but didn't win a Worlds.
SD. See, I liked when we had Mad Party. Like it kind of got me like, okay, this was how Lost Night March was, but like at the time, it was good for a little bit, and then it just fell off because like the numbers just didn't hit right.
Yeah, definitely. Between not as many good enablers and just like everything just being so much bigger, Mad Party just didn't feel like it had a chance. Yeah. About Battle Compressor, I definitely think that a lot of players came into, especially players who had like experience with other games, saw the potential in that card and started cooking with it. But I do think that even among players who were like quick adopters of Battle Compressor, like I think it took a while before people realized like all the things that card could do. I was definitely an early Battle Compressor adopter. I thought that card was extremely promising. I mean, and it was.
I remember coming back, and I hadn't kept up with things, and we will have actually a 6-0 matchup. So we will have
excellent.
It'll be Dragapult versus Raging Bolt, but we will be able to watch. We will be able to watch that since we can just jump to JMU boy. I came back and like I was used to like older formats where like something like Battle Compressor didn't make much sense. Like I didn't know what Night March was or anything. I was like, why would you want to take cards out of your deck? And it was like I never played those kind of decks. And after I played for a bit, then you realize like, oh yeah, putting stuff in the discard can definitely help, especially with like VS Seeker or versus.
Yeah,
Seeker.
And someone else in chat mentioned it, but I remember there being a whole big argument on Burbank back in the day, and people were arguing that it was not worth doing the Battle Compressor versus Seeker line. And I mean, obviously that was quickly proven incorrect by just like results, but I saw that I was like, this just seems like an obviously strong thing to be doing. Just like immediately just toolboxing your supporters. And I thought that was I loved Versus Seeker. I thought it was a great time when that card was in the format, and I loved just having this like highly functional toolbox of supporters. It really changed the dynamics of the game a lot in a way that I thought was super interesting.
I've been waiting for a Versus Seeker reprint.
I would love a Versus Seeker reprint.
Like,
especially
if Research and Boss and even Iono, if they all leave the format, does people out there think they would bring back Versus Seeker? Like, you would have weaker cards, but you would have the ability to use them more often, especially considering that we also have Badoo in the format for the next 2 years.
I would personally appreciate if we did not trash for Bank City. I would like that personally.
What was that? Oh, Stellars.
But yeah, I agree. Versus Seeker was a really fun, really interesting card. I would not mind giving it more time in Standard. But yeah, I do agree that Miracle Headset suggests that it's unlikely for Versus Seeker to return.
Well, it's like Prime Catcher. Like, we'll never see like a Guzma come back because of that. Like, it really screams like Guzma's not coming back. Or if it does, it's like, how's the new one go with Destined Rivals? The new Giovanni.
Oh yeah. I don't really remember the details. I'm not a big like look ahead at new cards too much.
Oh, I'm not
kind of person.
Like, I'll look ahead and I'll be like, oh, this art's great, and that's it. But round 7's up, so let's go ahead and jump to JMU Boy, and we'll get this going.
Let's do it.
I'm glad I didn't have to play through the Trump card, the Lessenger's Trump card era.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
We had
when Shaman EX came out, things got out of hand fast. But pre-Shaman EX, it was with some wild things happening. I mean, they were definitely like unsustainable for the game in the long run, but really creative stuff coming out of Trump card being legal.
Like, at the time after I stopped playing Pokemon, I was playing Dragon Ball Z TCG, which had a very similar card called Dream Machine Battle. But the problem with like Dream Machine Battle, if I remember right, is you didn't like remove it from the game, kind of like what Trump card did. It went back in, so you could set up an infinite loop with it.
Well, you essentially had the infinite loop with Trump card because you could just Versus Seeker for it.
Right. Well, this put it right back in the deck. You didn't even have to try to find another one. You got like a bad start, find it, and just be able to reset the whole game. It got like printed and it spent like a week in the meta for it back in the early 2000s.
It reset the board state too.
It reset everything.
Okay, so that's like Fiber Jar in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Trump card was just shuffle the discard piles back. So if you got a bad start, Trump card wasn't helping you. But
yeah, the full text was, this battle never happened. Start all over with new cards and reset all damage to beginning levels. Limit 1 per deck. And so you just reshuffle it back in. If your game was doing bad again, pop it down, whole thing reset. So they banned it, and I think they came out with a later version where they said like remove this card from play, just so they could have it. So like you could do it once a game, and that was it. It was like once a game free reset.
Yeah, I remember people saying, "Oh, they should errata Trump cards so it goes to the Lost Zone after use." But this is when Lost Zone wasn't like a mechanic active in the TCG at the time, or they should have text so you can't grab with Versus Seeker or something.
It was the one.
Nothing happened. They just banned it instead, which was at the time completely unprecedented.
Yeah. The one I'm talking about, Swafella, is The one from like 2000, like 2000 with like, yeah, it was 2000 with, by Upper Deck with like attack and defend. And you had your attackers and you attacked and you had a defense card and all that other good stuff. What's up, everyone coming in from High Flyer UK stream? I'm Senior Doom. And joining me tonight is Shining Espeon as we are here in the final round of the Challenge of Doom tournament. As we're watching our 6-0s here face off to become, well, the champion for the new challenge.
And meanwhile, we're doing a soft podcast thing about older decks in the history of the game. That's real fast and loose tonight. We've seen a lot of Raging Bolt and a lot of Dragapult. So anyway, focusing on the match for a second, we got once again that fan call start, grabbing a couple Hoot, Noctowl in hand, and we do already have the Teal Mask Ogrepon, so that Noctowl is live. So the Noctowl is pretty good here because it can turn that Fan Rotom into an immediate threat on the Budew. So we could potentially see the Budew taken out before the first Raging Bolt hits play.
Oh, boss's orders. Bringing up that Hoot.
That's true. Without the trump card ban, we would never have seen Wailord at all. It's actually funny because a friend of mine and I were proposing the idea of a Wailord stall deck before trump card got banned, but it was just a meme deck. It was like, hey, this deck will force ties every single time because it'll keep denying prizes over and over and over, and then keep trump carding all the resources nobody ever decks out. But then trump card was gone, and the deck was real. Oh god, Toad Crawdont. I remember Toad Crawdont. The deck was a monster. All right, so we're going to see the Jewel Seeker for Boss's Orders and Nest Ball.
Is it
Getting
me?
the Nest Ball prep for next turn, and we're just going to blow up that Dreepy with an Assault Landing.
Bye-bye,
Go ahead, I'm
JP.
so sorry.
I'll say, is it me, or it was about Sun Moon era where they realized they were cooking too much and started to pull back on the effects of certain cards?
It depends what you mean by that. I mean,
like
definitely
field blower and like the whatever chaotic storm.
So the big shakeup in the game, because definitely we were in an era kind of a turbo era with X and Y with so much good like item based draw and Shaman EX and everything. And the big shakeup was when Guardians Rising came out, and they printed Trashlanch Garbodor, and just like a lot of people said, okay, well, I'm just going to keep playing these turbo engines still, and Trashlanch Garbodor with Drampa just swept the next regional. And then, like, the very following regional, the meta was completely different. Everyone was running much slower decks, way more supporters, way fewer items. It was one of the most dramatic metagame shakeups overnight that I've ever seen.
I definitely came in around Guardians Rising, and Trashlanch Garbodor was like my first, like, oh, hey, this card's actually really hella broken, and I played the hell out of it.
Yeah, it was a good card.
I also went out of my way to get like the alt art, like came with like the 3-packs. Love that.
Yeah, arguably Trashlanch was even more dramatic than Budew. I mean, like, if you look at the I think it was Portland Regionals 2017 and then Madison Regionals 2017, look at like the top 32 and Limitless of those ones, just like a night and day switch, and the card pool was the same.
I think we actually
Seattle Regionals, not Portland.
Yeah. It was funny enough, I played in that Seattle Regionals, but in VGC.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, that was when I was still playing VGC.
I was at Madison Regionals that year, but I was hosting a retro side event. Okay, so we've seen some Yeah, I think Seattle's right. We've seen some Rotom violence here. A couple of knockouts already from that Rotom. First a Dreepy and then a Badu.
I 100%. When I saw Fan Rotom the first time, I'm like, oh man, I'll never play this. Like, I'll never find deck with it. And then that was just during the pre-release. I was like, oh, this is nifty. It's not attacking with no stadiums or anything. I let my pre-release like thoughts of it just like sit there and tell me, oh yeah, no, this card ain't good. No, it's good. It's actually a good card.
Oh yes, that ability is tremendous, but the attack is pretty good too.
The amount of times I've played with the Rotom and taking KOs is just way too much. It has to be.
Stellar Wish in 2012 we had Vileplume Undaunted, and in 2013 we had Gothitelle, which won U.S. Nationals. So we definitely had item lock, but not the ubiquitous item lock that Seismitoad EX's Quaking Punch brought to the table. So I definitely think that it was a whole different world when Seismitoad dropped. All right, so we see something really interesting here. We see a Raging Bolt deck with no Raging Bolt yet. We're just saying, okay, well, I'll just keep taking prizes with the Fan Rotom. I'll set up that Slither Wing. I'll set up the Teal Mask. And just kind of force you to start committing bigger things into play. It's not a bad position to be in. They're kind of like holding the option to drop a Raging Bolt and power up out of nowhere anytime they want. And the Iono took him out of the Noctowl, but gave him Nest Ball, Latias, Sada, and Earthen Vessel. I can't think of a better hand to just respond with a Raging Bolt out of thin air. That is like I think if you were the Raging Bolt player, that's the ideal 4 cards to respond to a Dragon Bolt attacking. So the question is that Dragon Bolt going to attack? Nope. More Itchy Pollen. Oh, I did Raging Bolt off the top! Oh my goodness. Just a...
Are they gonna go for the Thunderbolt Storm here?
I kind of feel like in this situation, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like in this situation, I wouldn't mind just holding the hand completely, not benching the Bolt, not doing anything, and just taking a prize on the Badu. Okay, well, this is reasonable too. This is not a Dusknoir Dragon Pulp variant, so it's going to be harder to contest the Bolt, but I think there's a world where it's reasonable just to like not show the strength of your hand. You know, maybe make your opponent think that you didn't have anything at all, and don't let them start attacking into a Bolt. You know, make them expose the Dragon Bolt first, and then just boom, drop everything and blow them up. Yes, we were talking earlier about the strength of the Paralysis special condition with the Ends Joltik, but nobody says Paralysis good like Deck and Cover Excelgor from Dark Explorers. That card was extremely good and kept finding new decks to be good in. Cool card. I liked it a lot. Okay, so here we go. Is it time to expose the Dragon Bolt? It's definitely not as appealing exposing the Dragon Bolt with that Raging Bolt staring it down. Oh, there's the Hawlucha. Okay, so yeah, we might see exactly what Dragonbane's saying. A boss taking out the Teal Mask Ogerpon, taking 2 energy out of play. That would be a good move. Stellar Wish, yeah, exactly. You had to get the Floatstone down before the item lock, and the Gothtail always played Tool Scrapper, or you had to use Darkride's Dark Cloak. That's why you see all these decks at Worlds 2013 running 2 Keldeo. Like Jason's winning Darkrai deck running 2 Keldeo. Sammy Sakum made top 16 at Worlds that year with 3 Keldeo. He's just like, I'm not risking it at all. Oh, that's true. The Defiance Band. Forgot about the Defiance Band, but we didn't go for it. We're going for the Teal Mask. Okay, I'm going to lock in on this match here. I'm talking too much about history.
I was just letting you. I was like, they're going. I'll take a moment.
Oh no, you should have reined me in here. I came to do a job, and I've just been
I hardly do my own job as it is.
reminiscing.
Too many nights we have here is literally just me going and saying like, yeah, let's talk about whatever. Like end up talking about, I don't know, like baseball for an hour, or the history of Pokemon games, or other trading card games. Like I'm getting hyped for the new Gundam game, but also I build Gundam models all the time, and they have some arts for the cards coming out that I want, so they would pose very well with the models I've made.
Oh. Has Ross well, we don't know who's qualified for this year, but is Ross looking strong for the running in this year?
I think
I know he's had a
is.
lot of like top 16 finishes, so
I think
I
he's in
imagine
a
he's-
very good spot for this year.
good. I don't want Ross Coffin's streak to ever break.
But we'll find out soon enough.
Dr. Ross Coffin, PhD in I think astrophysics. 3 times in the top 4 at Worlds, twice in the finals. What a legend. Yeah, Dragonbane. I'm surprised that they didn't go for the knockout on the Raging Bolt, since they had the Defiance Band. That seems like a sloppy
Side?
play. Yeah, I don't understand doing that. Like.
I think what they were looking there was they wanted to get rid of the Teal Mask because it had 2 energy on it already and extra draw support.
Sure, it did have 2 energy on it, but the Raging Bolt had an energy on it, and it would basically force them to find a Sada to string together another attack, which is, I mean, certainly plausible, but not a guarantee, not with one already down.
Hello there.
What's up, everyone coming from Cash's stream? I'm Senior Doom, tournament organizer, and joining me tonight is Shunning Espion as we're currently watching the 6-0s. Cash, how did your last game go?
What's up, Cash?
Let's see. I can also just update everything when we find out. Cash did win, ending tonight with a 6-1 record.
Congratulations, Cash. A legend, as always. My goodness. Talking about Ross Coffin and his currently unbroken Worlds qualification streak. If it breaks this year, my heart breaks with it. That's all I can say. All right. We could definitely see the game locked down here with the right cards. If there's another Defiance Band, which is maybe a long shot. Oh well, not on that Drag Bolt that already has energy on it. It's a shame there's no way to get 1 extra damage counter down.
So Bear can take a KO here.
Yeah, but that's not 310's a lot of HP. If we can do a stamp, that would be pretty good here.
I don't know where.
Okay, Iono's also just fine.
It's gonna be a lot
All right,
to ask off this top
knock
deck.
Knock out the Fez. Put him on just the one card. Not terrible. There's no hoots. So
Okay, I'm a little weirded out that they. Oh, you know what they're going to do? They're going to spread the damage. They're not going to take a KO here.
okay, just set up a checkmate. That's reasonable too. Make him need also a way to retreat the Pheasantipity. They don't have a Latias in play, so that I like that. That's perfectly fine.
That's actually something I've been seeing more and more. With
it's not going to do enough.
No, your Dragon Bolt players is taking that extra turn to get that KO. Sometimes you have to.
So that's like, this is like all but lights out here, isn't it? Because I don't think there's anything they can retreat to that's safe.
No, they needed a way to knock stuff off their bench, and
no matter what their active Pokemon is and what their bench Pokemon is, I think there's a way to guarantee the 3 prizes.
yeah, not much more you could do here. Like that Iono into the counter casher was
and
everything.
there it is. There's a concession. All right, Dragapult taking it home.
Taking it all. And that was, there's only 4 matches left after that. Well, 3 left. I'm just going to share my screen here so I don't feel like moving people. Now, it's the end. It's the end. Yeah, let's go ahead and update these standings. So HBJ Trevo is coming in at 7-0 with the Dragapults. And then Cash.
Congratulations.
Cash is currently number 2 with JMU Boy coming in at number 3. Samau PXRM, I don't know how to say that fully, number 4. And our top 4 is pretty good.
Sorry, Cash. I saw you briefly at number 1 before the results came in. I saw it. It counts.
I mean, between all the number 1s you already have anyways, like we looked earlier. You're just so...
Yeah, save some for the rest of us, Cash. My goodness.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. The leaderboard. Ranking. Cash, 531. Closest, Pawn Art TCG, 344. Almost 200. You're just right there. At this point, you could probably sit out the rest of the Doom season. Easily. And probably still make, like, number 1. Possibly. Let's see. How many are left? Just the 3. Where are the 3 left that are going? Just give an idea. I think we're pretty well set. Oh, we do have the 5 ones. Okay. And Swell is still playing. Is he still streaming? We can jump to Swell's game real quick. See how that's going.
Might as well.
Just to give us an idea, get a little something more on before we get any further.
All right, well, down goes the Dragapult.
They're down to the last prize.
Uh-oh, no Dragapult in place.
Oh, no, this is over.
Bloodmoon.
There's a bear.
Oh, yep. That'll do it.
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Yeah, we just came in. That's it.
And that is a game.
And that will be it. That is pretty much it, because I think the last match after that is it's the 5 ones, but at that point I don't even know if it's if it's going to move anything. I don't want to say it'll not cash out. I think we're pretty well set. Let's see, 53, 49. Oh yeah, no. They're essentially playing for 5th place.
Oh my god, Cash, your opponent's win percentage is unreal.
Oh, that was like on Friday. We had like it was like someone just miscut. No, yeah, they got bubbled out because like it ended up being just a perfect cut between the IDs and everything, and their like opponent win percentage was like 80%. And they bubbled. And it's like, that has to feel awful. But
Okay, well that sure was a tournament, huh?
yeah, challenges are always weird. When we end up with Dragapult winning, we had the Frostlass Monkey Dory still up there. Joltik Box, we did have Nico E here with the Melodic Ferrograph coming in. Like, that's not something. We even have the Enzora coming up. Like, at least what I always like about online is that we get a good, fair amount of decks.
Yeah, what a format. What an exciting format right now. We've seen just so much variety. The top decks are so different from each other, and they all have like a lot of interesting components to them. This is a really exciting time for the Pokemon TCG.
Yeah, and I'm excited for Portland, and then Worlds is going to be interesting because we're going to have a whole new format for Worlds.
Yeah, we're going to be 2 formats away because I think we have the Black and White expansion legal.
Right, which we will have the next Tournament of Doom Regional when that one comes out.
Oh, that's going to be really exciting.
I think I wanted to do Destined Rivals. The timing just doesn't work between people. Like, I already asked some of the people I always have cast, like, I can't do that timing. I'm like, I can't do that timing. And there's even players like, I can't do that timing. I have graduations I'm going to, or other things like kids getting out of school that week or something else like that. And it's just like, wow. And so I'm like, well, what if we do like July 19th? And everyone's like, yeah, I could do that. Especially considering like locals will be outdone like that. But with that, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Shiny Espeon, a little last minute self promotion.
Yeah, well, it's been fun commentating another one of these. I have been Shining Espeon. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter if you want. I am just at Shining Espeon 3 there. I'll even drop it in the chat. If you want to hear more Pokemon TCG discussion, or you want to see my cat, follow me on Twitter at Shining Espeon 3.
And I'm Senior Doom, your tournament organizer and professional illustrator. I will be back on Friday with our next Tournament of Doom, who is joining me Friday?
Not me, that's all I know.
No. After Crash. First time caster. So we'll have After Crash. I got reach out to them. So they'll be there. And then next week after that will be Frodo again. And then one more. And then I think I'm off for a week because of Portland, because I cannot run a tournament and then run Portland. I mean, or play Portland. You can't do it. Can't. I can do a cup the next day. Can't do a regional. Sorry. But with that, I want to send everyone off here to Sneaky Old Crab here in a moment. He's a friend of the channel. Does well in some of the tournaments. He almost got made cut with Mamoswine recently, and like everyone cheered him on. It was so close. I think it was like
legend.
One card away. It was like literally just one card. I was like, man, it would have been fun. But again, hopefully see everyone Friday, and have a good rest of your night, morning, or day, wherever you are.